everybody, and welcome back to the Dorkvision stream. We're here every Sunday from 9 p.m. to midnight. You can also watch our sister stream, The Rime of the Frost Maiden, on Wednesdays from 7 to 10. I have books on DriveThruRPG and the DM's Guild, and you can support me on Patreon/NobleCrumpet, or find us on the Discord if you'd like to hang out and chill. With all that stuff out of the way, got some stuff to do this session. So, where we last left our heroes, you guys were on the streets of Elore with a lot of auras and smoke bombs and a giant squirrel, and some of you were floating in the air, but you guys had cornered Havrosian after he tried to escape from his power armor after you guys commanded him to eject, and the power armor exploded, but not after causing significant collateral damage to the entire square. And you guys have captured Havrosian.
Surprisingly, though, the power armor exploding caused 0 casualties. So
Yeah. No, I thought that was going to be a much bigger boom. That's why I ran so far away.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's more of a sucks if you happen to get caught in there.
Sucks if you don't eject.
Yeah. Anyway, the senators come rushing out of the courthouse. They call for the arrest of Havrosian, with Leaf Crown leading the way. They call for the controls of the robots, calling for their deactivation, which eventually is complied with, and the robots are disassembled in kind of like those stupid bikes that you find in cities that are like for like people to use apps to control. They're all kind of carted up into a cart and taken to some strange facility, maybe to be put on random street corners until they're reactivated. But an emergency meeting of the Senate is called. There was going to be a trial today anyway, but now there's a bit of new evidence that's being put forward, and since somebody was trying to stop this from happening, it's important that it happens today. So, you guys are all called in. I should mention that Zumasu, Dan, is not here today. I should also, just minor announcement, next session, we're going to skip next session, because it's Christmas. So, we're gonna just have a chill week. We're also skipping the next Rime of the Frost Maiden game. So
isn't next week the 18th?
Well, it's like Christmas a week. Oh wait.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say like if you're
right, we're
skip,
skipping.
that's fine.
We're skipping the next 2 sessions, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just wanted to make that clear because what about New Year's? Are we doing New Year's?
We could play it by ear.
I'm done. You want
Either
to
way,
afterward?
I'll probably be streaming most of those days, but we just won't be having this stream.
Okay, sounds good.
But I'd rather be playing D&D.
Too bad. Our friends have Christmas or other denominational holidays.
I don't have Christmas, but you damn weakling Americans need to have Christmas. Ooh. I need gifts. Boo hoo hoo. I can't be nice without having a holiday incentive.
Yeah. I'm not going to be nice on purpose. Jeez.
True. I can agree with that. Anyway.
Yes. So.
Of course you would.
Back to basics. You guys have maybe an hour to take a short rest and to do any preparations that you need before the trial starts in the Eloran Senate.
Oh, thank goodness. Boom Crash has spells.
Yeah.
Yes.
They shouldn't be casting them in the conference, but
You know what?
but they have them.
There was just like an insurrection outside of the Senate Hall.
Yeah, you never know.
So,
Never know. The only person bold enough to make an attack inside the Senate was the Red Raven, but thankfully she's nowhere nearby.
totally.
Glances at Brienne.
Glances at Brienne.
Anyway, if there's anything that you three or Zoom also needs to do to prepare, just let me know.
Hold on 1 second, because Boom Crash kind of looks at Mao and is like, should I teleport to Galestone and back and get the paperwork for Aetoris's child?
I mean, do you have time?
10-minute
Teleportation's
cast.
not that. Yeah, it's not that bad.
Well, I mean, like,
Uh,
when's this thing happening? Like, I thought it was gonna happen like pretty immediately, or is it
We
like?
have
It's
an
happening
hour.
in an
at
hour.
We have
least.
1 hour.
Yeah, they need to scramble the consulate and the senators.
It means I use my last 2 warlock slots, and I don't have time for a short rest,
Right.
but it is really crucial. Hold on. I'm just double checking to make sure that I don't have it in my inventory.
If you know what, because the whole thing to like the idea
Scrap
of
that.
not.
I do have it in my
Oh, you do?
inventory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
then
think-
we don't have to worry about it.
I think you might have had it in your inventory. It was more just like you left Teresa behind.
Teresa doesn't want to
Yes.
be involved, so maybe it's one of those things where if we need an extra like up on our side, you could pull it out.
Yeah,
I mean, you can always
exactly.
call a witness or something, and then they can try to, make
or
time
cast,
for it.
or cast sending or whatever. Like there's different ways to contact people for contact each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because interestingly enough, like the whole Teresa side is more of like dismantling like the dragonflies. And their
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
like, yeah. So it might be less Senate, but it's good to have just in case.
Yeah, I mean, because there are dragonflies in the Senate, it would be worth being like, okay, so there's a supremacist organization in your politics, and here's why it's a sham. So,
So basically telling all the people who are in the cult, this is why it sucks. Sorry, honey.
And everyone's response is gonna be, "Well, so we all have mistresses."
Fuck.
Do you think these
it's
people
not going to
care?
matter to the vast
Hmm.
majority. It's just going to matter to like 1 or 2 people, but it might be significant enough. It's not something I think we should bring out immediately, but it's something that we should have on hand. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to be prepared with that. So we have all the other paperwork, I think, with the ledgers, like the Black Book ledgers, the lineage paperwork, and hey, we even have the fake king stuff if we need it.
Yeah, we don't really have any sort of Chris, can you remind me, did the ledger have information on the cult as well, or was that mostly just like Atorus's kind of shady dealings?
It was mostly just Atorus's shady dealings.
So we don't really have any information for that. That's the only thing we can't really like bring in front of them with evidence.
Unfortunately, the fiendish contract wasn't really it was more of a signed in blood thing than a signed in paperwork type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we shouldn't necessarily mention the cult. We should focus on the ramifications of that, which is like, okay, so we have a robot police force that was funded by double dealing in arms and a whole bunch of illegal bullshit, because that hampers and hinders the cult as a result.
Yeah.
Because they're losing power and they're losing a foothold, and it might even be able to dismantle and take the wind out of the sails of the war.
Which would be nice.
So
I was bringing it up because I know that was a big thing that like Zumosu really wanted to like caring about the people, push that in front of them to be like, why aren't you doing this? But that is a nice way of going about it.
I'm going to sort of take Zumosu's hand and be like, drinkable like doses, like something that we can absorb. We don't need to have the full Monty in order to be effective with getting what we want.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. Vodka.
But he wanted to say everything at once and then make one charisma check. To just info
yeah.
dump.
All or nothing.
Dump
no.
his entire hand.
Yeah,
Anyway.
no. The eggs are in multiple baskets. The bird is saying this.
Yeah. I am not letting you destroy everything in one go.
Listen,
I've learned. I've sat on too many.
this is your thing. I'll let you handle this. I'll be there to provide proof when needed. I'll back you up the whole way. Zumasu tells you.
True. He is your ex.
She gives Zumosu a big hug, and he's like, well, look at it this way. You did technically win the argument that we had when we first met. He's getting a trial instead of just being murdered outright.
Justice. Just like I always wanted. Let's get this Grey Guard ass started.
Technically,
Okay,
he could
and I'm
still
going
be
to
murdered.
get my spell slots back and roll a bunch of my hit die.
Yeah, it's fair. Everybody can do the
Mal's
same.
also just gonna whisper to Boomcrash and be like, he could still be murdered after he has a trial. Just saying. You can get both.
Boomcrash sort of puffs up and smiles at you. She's so pleased.
Patience is growing. Alright,
Delayed gratification.
Right. Do we even have... Okay, do we have all of our hit dice? Because we had a long rest back at
Yeah,
Millstone.
we did.
Going.
Yeah,
Thank God.
because you guys only went on like one mission, and I don't think you even short rested. You like long rested, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So you guys should be able to spend any amount of hit dice you need to.
I'm just gonna spend it all.
I'm gonna
What
roll.
could possibly go wrong, right?
I'll roll all of Zumasu's for him because he's pretty low. Let's see what he's at. His Constitution is +4, so if I roll 19, 19 d10s. What's 19 plus or 19 times 4? So like 20 times 4 is 80. So minus 4 is 96. That's it.
So, by the way, the short rest thing does not work for the thing, so I'm gonna do it like you guys are doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just rolling the advanced die roller, and I'm just gonna add my Constitution afterward.
Sorry, it's 76. I added it wrong. Yeah, that's more like his hit points. Anyway, he's back at full. Alright. So,
I'm not done yet. I'm just gonna roll the wall.
yeah, just go ahead. Yikes.
You're probably at max HP.
Yeah. If you guys are rolling all of your hit dice, odds are you're probably at max.
No!
Speak for yourself.
Actually, wait, that
Are
has
you
plus
adding your?
Constitution.
Oh, you
so
do.
plus
You did
18.
add your con. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
No, this one actually, so... Yeah, so I'm over. I went over by, like, 5
Poor thing.
All right.
by rolling everything.
Everyone's healthy.
Alright. With that, let's get into the Senate building. You guys are ushered in, and we are the old haunting grounds of you guys. Just to give you all an overview of the Senate, there's crowds on the first level. On the second level, all the council members are there, including a Taurus with Gwyn nearby, not in the stands, but next to them. And on the highest upper level balconies, you'll find all the senators. I've also kind of labeled them by what generally they're the senator of, so that, you know, you can have an idea.
And green dots mean that they're part of the Dragonflies.
Green dots
Right.
mean that they're part of the Leaf Crown, because this hasn't changed from
Oh,
from
from the
before.
first one? Okay. I remember in that other circle of the senators and stuff, we had marked which ones we knew were part of the
Yeah.
organization.
Well, that and like which ones you had
Yes.
moved onto your side. Only one of them is a dragonfly. The rest are
Varys,
just
right?
yes.
Azaki.
Oh, two of them are.
yes.
Yeah, there's Varys, and then there's Zaki down here.
Yes.
So those two are dragonflies. I'll put something on them to remind me. Let me put what should I put? Skull crossbones. Yeah, that's evil.
Yeah,
They're
that's fair.
evil.
It looks like a dragonfly pendant.
Yeah, sure.
It's just a good
It's-
If I
tail.
don't have my glasses on, sure.
Yeah. All right.
Well, are we the bad guys? Well, I didn't say they weren't fun.
Right. Since you guys are brought in, you guys are basically put on trial for this emergency hearing. You guys explicitly aren't on trial. You're technically just witnesses.
Brian didn't come in, right?
Yeah, Priyan didn't come in probably because she would want to maintain the disguise. Your
I have a
retainers
question.
can probably just hang out.
Okay, retainers can. Should they be outside or inside?
Wherever you want them, but Brienne probably should stay away because she's a literal vigilante.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess Priyan should be the only one that's outside. Everyone else should probably just stay inside.
Okay.
Bring
Juliana has teleport, so she should probably also
Oh,
stay
remember
outside.
inside the thing, the magic doesn't work, right?
Oh,
Which
well,
is why
no.
I said she should stay outside.
Okay.
All right. So, this is the way. Like, I don't want to like bring this into a whole hours long proceeding type thing, because that's just boring. Just under your breath. Thank you. Thank God.
Hey, I like Law and Order.
So I was just going to try to present like a few topics, and you guys, when it's like your turn to speak, you will present your case and information that you have to the senators in the consulate, and they'll have the opportunity to like speak against you and stuff too. But you guys will make a check, usually a charisma check, and if you guys have minor pieces of evidence, then I'll give you +2 to the roll. If you have like major tangible evidence, then I'll give you +5 to the roll for each piece of evidence or whatever that you present. Sound good?
And is this just a flat check, or is this like a charisma check?
Well, I said charisma, but it could be stuff ranging from performance if you're influencing the crowd, persuasion if you're trying to make a persuasive argument, deception if you're trying to maybe leave something out, intimidation if you're trying to like appeal to the crowd's like fear, almost like fear mongering. Even would even allow like investigation check, usually if you're like bringing up the ledger or something. Or something that you haven't already found in the ledger. Sound good?
Okay, that works.
All right.
Like a quick time event for an RPG.
Then let's get into the trial. So, let's just put you guys on the stand. Why not?
No.
We'll put Zumasu like on the side.
Is this Ace Attorney music?
No, even worse.
Just checking.
I'll just do just do this.
Nice.
All right. Big
Good
Ace
kids
Attorney
on one
guys.
side, the bad kids on the other side.
Yeah, good versus evil. Well, Boom Crash is actually not good. I wouldn't. Boom Crash is chaotic good.
Yes.
Look, people with morals versus people without morals.
Sure. Yeah. People with moral codes and moral compasses. All right. So, the hearing is called to order. The senators bring forward argument. This is brought forward first by Vassilon Ifilray, who is the senator of the proletariat. You guys had asked him to investigate this whole thing. He was one of the first people that you brought the ledger to the attention of. Eventually you got him a full copy of the thing, but you at least showed him first, and he started digging. He's the one that started the infiltration of the sewers that you guys had already infiltrated yourselves. And this motion is seconded by Esselina, who you guys caught in an illicit situation. But it turns out she prefers being bribed by you guys than she does by a Taurus. She'd rather get a Taurus out of her life. So,
In flagrante delicto, I think is the exact phrase.
sure. I'm not sure what that means.
It means she was caught in a naughty sexual situation or in an act of misconduct.
Sure.
Oh, is that like a lawful term?
I don't think it's a lawful term. It's just a very
Just Latin.
old-fashioned.
Nice.
Or-
I like it.
It's a way to. It's a euphemism.
Yeah.
It's a way to talk about it.
All right. Well, the first thing that is brought up is charges against the Vintners Guild in general. Bassalon brings up that the Leaf Crown today, or rather yesterday, infiltrated a den of criminal activity hidden in a secret passage that was revealed to us in the sewers. 23 arrests were made, 7 people were killed in resistance, and they are currently seeking the arrest of 30 other people of interest who can be connected to the conspiring individuals. Do you guys have proof that the Vintners, had a hideout down there? Anything that can tie those people down there to the Vintners?
I mean, we have I guess technically Boom Crash also recorded the circle that was down there if it was not destroyed. And we have the crime Bible.
That's true.
Yeah,
You have the crime Bible.
Yeah, the finances, the locations for that. Do we have anything else though? What about the sewer code?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That could be a really good piece of evidence. It changed, technically, but the cipher itself was something that could be submitted as evidence.
If it changed, they're probably gonna. It's probably not really admissible, or
Simple graffiti has nothing to do with this case. That could have been made by anybody. Besides,
You
it
would
has
have
no
to actually
ties to
submit
the.
code.
It has no
Yeah.
ties to the Vintners Guild. There's nothing that could actually tie it to that.
What about the wine tapestry with the code on it?
Now that could work.
I think I have that. I think I took that.
I think you did.
I think you definitely took it.
Which does mean that they never saw it. You guys did.
Yes.
You submit this as surprise evidence. Excuse me, what about Discovery? This isn't America. So.
Objection! You
Thank
can't
you,
use
legal.
that here.
thank you, legal eagle.
Thank you, Legal Eagle. Okay, you present some. I mean, it's circumstantial evidence, because, anybody could use a tapestry to make a code, even if it's, not a guild they belong to, but it is damning nonetheless. So I'd give that a +2. Do you have any other evidence before you try to persuade the crowd in the consulate that this is definitely related to the Vintners?
I will.
What about the crime Bible? Doesn't that have money laundering and finances for the underworld using the Vintners?
It specifically does, but this is mostly to prove that the
Trying to,
sewer,
tie
the sewer
them
dungeon is
together.
related to it.
Okay.
If that can be proven to be their base of operations, then that's a bigger win. Well, just as big of a win. I can still let you try to make your
Yeah.
case.
The only thing I could think of is to bring in a witness of somebody who worked with the Vintners, and that would have been the were-rat, because we offered her work.
Or I have another suggestion. I can still cast Speak with Dead. Do you have any
Because we-
casualties that we can interview?
They did
What
say that
about
people
our
had
poor
died.
dead turtle?
You also have Donatello.
He lived there!
He was
Bring
literally
back
a
him.
traitor. You convinced him
Yeah.
to join you guys from the
Yeah.
Vintners.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. The prosecution calls Donatello to the stand.
Radical, dude.
So there I was, with all of the Vintners people, and they were constantly talking about, how much they wanted to, wine it up down there, but it was never, wine, it was always, drugs and, materials of illicit nature, dudes.
And they never gave us pizza.
And they never gave us any pizza. We specifically requested it as part of the fucking deal, yo. But these fine gents offered us actual pizza, so we joined them. Well, I joined them. My brothers aren't gonna join as much. All right. So you have an eyewitness who was a member. I would say that that's still circumstantial, because anybody could say that they were a member of the Vintners.
We have
Zone of Truth.
Zone of Truth. Thank you.
We have Zone of Truth, and that definitely can help with that. So I will say that'll count as total +7.
So most we could cast. Zone of
Also,
Truth, they it.
I can just chime in as I can always do Speak with Dead. If you have any casualties, I'm sure I can get them to verify.
This is gonna be a Munch shtick the entire time. I can talk to them.
There's if the witness is hostile, I mean, we can make him talk.
I'll allow you to do it once during this trial.
Of
Would you
course.
like to do it now?
No, let's save it. Someone's gonna die.
That's a really good gambit. We have a
I-
witness for this one.
I like that, yeah.
All right. Who wants to make the charisma check? And how do you want to do it? I have this right now as persuasion, but you could perhaps do a different one if you want.
I am not persuasive. I do have
That's
charisma.
That's-
but I
just
only
a
have a plus
14
4.
charisma.
I am.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have
You have 20, right?
proficiency. I have a plus 12 to persuasion.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and I'll give you a plus 17 to this. So, this is your first check against the consulate. So I'm gonna give this like a hard DC. So I'll have you make a charisma check, persuasion. Oh, it is persuasion, by the way.
Oh, persuasion. Okay, sorry.
I was like, that's really low for a plus 12. Okay, plus 7 with your evidence. That is a big success. The crowd starts murmuring, like, this obviously seems to be tying it to the Vintners Guild. We had our suspicions, but this seems deeper than we thought that it could go. Secret codes, a ninja turtle, the sewers. What were they doing down there? A secret door? The consulate begins murmuring. Vassalon is going to push forward. During our investigation, we found evidence of fiendish activity as well. Presence of devil kind was present throughout the hideout, and a summoning circle was destroyed at the scene. I'm going to have you guys try to connect the Vintners to the devils. They know about the summoning circle. They don't know what it was for. It was destroyed. They could draw a vague representation of it, probably.
Well,
Would an exact representation help?
It
Yeah,
probably
because
would.
Boom Crash could draw it because she recorded it.
That's true.
Yeah. So I submit the exact reconstruction, and it's perfect because of mimicry and expert forgery.
Okay.
Cards.
Since this coincides vaguely with their recreation of it, I'm going to give that as a +2 for minor evidence. They have another person that saw it. A Kenku, nonetheless. Kenku's traits are known.
they aren't creative, so you know it's legit. They didn't make it up.
Oh. I
Boom
like
Crash
mimic-
sighs, and she's like, "Well, you're not wrong." So she has the Vintner Stink House, but she also has the Ashfall Crag, the Orcus effigy.
Mhm.
So, and a Taurus's Mystery Circle.
Yep, a Taurus's mystery circle.
That's how I literally have it noted.
That's true.
Isn't
It is a different sigil sequence, definitely, than the one that was in Orcus or in the the sewer dungeon.
Does the ledger not show any kind of financial aid whatsoever? I figured it would.
It does, but it's more evidence. This is just us going through the
Okay.
emotions, and we'll get to that point.
Yeah, I think the only thing that could potentially help is interviewing someone who saw a devil or a demon, like in the Stink House. That's if we want to use our dead person.
Actually, I feel like this
Gambit.
is the perfect time to do it. It's like, if you can bring out the dead, I can make them talk 3 questions for the Senate, if you permit me to cast a spell.
Okay. You ask the Senate if you're allowed to speak with dead. They do allow this. I'll have you make a religion check to try to
Oh, boy.
implore this of them.
Eh.
Okay. This is a standard thing, and although you are, a minor deity of Nerul, they are willing to allow you to cast Speak with Dead under supervision to make sure that you're not trying to falsify the magic, like do
I'm
an
not gonna
illusion
cast
spell or something.
Reanimate dead. I was like, make sure you say these things.
All right. So you cast Speak with Dead. Who are
Whoever
you
they're doing
targeting?
that.
Are you targeting anybody that was like killed in the sting operation?
Well, I'm gonna give them the choice to pick which one.
May
Like-
I offer a suggestion?
Okay.
Um,
I would like to
who
cast
did we
suggestion.
kill in the stink house when we were escaping? Remember when we almost died? Because there were definitely demonic figures in that room before we escaped.
I mean, we killed one of the leaders, but I think he poofed away.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cormac was the name of the person that
Yeah.
poofed away.
Also, the reason why I'm asking is because of them instead, because I don't know what bodies they collected.
Mm.
Like it
Sure.
doesn't, because we didn't collect any bodies, so whoever they have on as a cadaver is the one that we can only use. But I'm giving them the choice of who do you feel is the most pertinent.
Okay. They bring forth a slain Yuan-Ti. You guys remembered that you had seen this person on your preempt raid the second time that you went into the dungeon, but you didn't actually face them yourself. They were slain in the crossfire. So I'm going to have you guys reanimate Elestra.
Okay, so the setup is going to be this. I'm going to cast it from behind them. Like this doesn't reanimate the dead at all. It's just like data reading, really. So I'm gonna cast it behind them so they can't. And I'm gonna elevate their body and angle their head so they can't see us. Like this is a podium, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm gonna start casting. And whoever wants to ask, prepare your questions. I will say as I'm casting.
Okay. So, Elestra is reanimated from the neck up. Their hood kind of flares open, and they hiss a breath into their now vacant lungs, or once vacant lungs, and their eyes begin to glow with Nerul's necrotic force. Yeah.
I'm gonna give a thumbs up, and I'm gonna wiggle my fingers, like the two fingers, like over here. Come on.
What has happened to me? Where am I? You
I'm
are
gonna bonk
dead.
I'm gonna bonk it back in the head. This is like a shh.
We would like to know your name.
I'm gonna tilt the head toward that direction.
They look up towards the Senate. Elestra.
I'm gonna do my V finger. Two more questions.
Well, it's
Actually,
five.
no,
It's five
no,
questions.
yeah, 3 more. Yeah, 4 more.
They begin pondering their questions carefully.
Ah, now you know how it feels.
When you were working in the sewers, who did you report to? I reported to the Vintner's chief. And... No, we won't ask who that is. Did you see any fiends or devils while you were down there in the sewers? Cormac is a fool. He controls those devils, but those devils control him. I'll take that as a yes. The senators nod in approval. We have any other questions we wish to ask? Can you
One
guys think of
more.
anything?
One more. He's like, yeah.
Two more, technically.
Yeah, too.
Is it? Okay, I thought. Okay.
They're doing compound questions, so I can get,
Ah.
I can get their answers.
If you guys think of anything, feel free. Because the
Should
Senate
we-
seems to be deferring to you guys.
Should we ask about a Taurus and
Okay.
his involvement?
No,
or
we should ask
Aegis
for
Crown?
names, like just names in general, probably, right? Well, they can refuse to answer, but
They can refuse to answer.
yeah.
And it's only if they know that information too.
Okay.
If they're
How
not,
about,
they don't know the names in life.
maybe
they won't
maybe
know
we can
to
do vague. Is be like, do you see any of the compatriots in this chamber or something like that? Something vague, just so they can realize that the trial might be tainted.
Could I impose a thought as well? maybe we can do a timeline. We can ask her how long she's been down there to figure out how long this has been going on. Might just be an interesting correlation. Senate might recognize something, who knows.
What did you do during your time working for the Vintners? One of the senators suddenly says. I created poisons for them. Poisons to use in their murderous activities. I hold no allegiance to them now. They caused me to die. I cannot continue my work.
Okay, I think this is a perfect time to say, can you name all the ones that you see? I'm gonna rotate the head around.
For what, like name the senators that are part of it or something, or?
Yeah, I mean
all
they
that you
torched.
see?
I mean, implicated
Oh.
the obviously along with the other quarter dragonflies if they made any open contact and such. But
Well,
it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, they wouldn't know what's going on like in this room. They only have knowledge of their lives. So if anything, just ask them the names for.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The names of the people that you work for.
Besides Cormac, there were others. But I reported to the officer known as the Take. I never learned their name. But there were still others that I could tell you. Varys Wraithran often came down to visit, take reports. Fiala as well, their sister. I saw plenty of them. There were 2 other fiendish ones. Yes, I do remember. It was not so long ago. Eric's and Veran, both devils. Half-devils, I think. Others were all underlings. That is all that I can tell you. Let me rest. And
I'm gonna shake the snake like a baby, and then so let it drop.
Get
Alright.
that soul out of
Amazing.
that skeleton before so help me.
They fall limp. The senators begin
Wow.
speaking with each other in hushed tones. The secretaries taking notes of all this are madly writing things down, making sure that they have all of those names that were thrown past them.
Does Varys look uncomfortable?
Oh, not that
No,
Varys.
it's
Varys Wraithran.
Varys and yeah, it's the one that
Oh.
we captured.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
Yeah, they saw them down there. They
Oh,
visited.
actually, can we do a quick glance? Because technically, we didn't kill, or there was a contingency plan for the brother, so he poofed away. Is he in the crowd?
Make a perception check.
Where's Waldo?
Pretty much.
Okay. You look around, and you do not see Varys Wraithran in the crowd.
Okay.
He's not a consulate, so he has technically no reason to be in the consuls. He could have been in the crowd, but you didn't see him here.
Okay.
Alright. I'll have... Let's see. I don't want to roll for Zumasu, but I'll have you guys all make a insight check, just in their stead.
Rude.
I didn't mean to click survival.
That's fine.
He rolled and
yeah,
it
it pushed
bumped
you. That's fine. He's always pushing people around.
Doesn't matter.
Well,
Roll 20.
or like
Amazing.
to insight. Alright. Amon recalls something, and calls on Zumasu. Hey, you did all that investigating. Is there anybody, like, in the Grey Guard that, or in the Leaf Crown that you can call on this? Zumasu goes, that's right. I think I do have someone. And, he takes the stand and claims that, he has paperwork regarding the empty sheath and that investigation that was kept. Some of it was burned and destroyed, but Zumasu had his secretary, Yelric, reclaim some of it. And he's
That was
able
the brothel
to...
that had stuff in the basement.
Yes, where you guys recovered the tapestry from. Since that was now tied to this place, you guys are able to tie the demonic circle that was found there, and it matches the symbol that Boomcrash drew and the symbol that was found at the scene of the sewers. And that was definitely devilish activity. So I'm going to give you guys another plus, let's see, I'm going to give you guys +9 for 2 minor evidences and 1 major evidence for this. Since this is trying to... There's nothing overtly wrong with corroborating with devils, except for the fact that it's morally wrong. So I'm going to make this an intimidation check. You're trying to appeal to the crowd's, like, fear.
And good thing that Amon literally had a speak with dead thing. So it's definitely showy.
Yeah. Does anybody have it?
What? Intimidate?
Intimidation.
Of course.
Yeah, let the Boomcrash do it.
Or Mal, what's your plus to it?
I don't have intimidation.
I think Zoom also might if you guys want him to roll. I could
Mine
give you his
is-
plus, and
Oh,
one of you guys
yeah.
could do the roll.
Mine
no,
is
he
plus
doesn't.
12.
No, he has
Yeah.
+5, so I think it's Boomcrash.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
god
Crash.
damn it.
He
I
has
forgot.
persuasion, I thought, right?
Zimasu's is investigation, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
The other
okay.
I that ends in N skill.
Shun skill.
Oh.
Alright. The crowd has been definitely eating this all up, complete with the Speak with Dead, the corroboration of evidence, the ability of the Kenku to recreate a devilish summoning circle. The arcane seat is able to corroborate. Hesselina herself stands up and says, I can corroborate that those are summoning circles, conjuration, as a matter of fact. They would summon fiends, and they could also be used to perhaps teleport figures, but only by fiendish means and transport. If anything, it would have dragged someone through hell to transport along that ley line. And yeah, the crowd's eating it up. I'm gonna call that a secondary success. Furthermore, you guys had been drumming up rumors of devilish activity in Elore for some time. Pretty sure you
yeah.
guys actually like paid to have that rumor spread.
Yeah, actually.
Paying to spread
Thanks,
a rumor
Zuzu.
is actually a good thing, huh?
Yeah, this was one of the easiest things. All right. So, with these all brought up, Vaseline moves forward and says, but we have one more piece of damning evidence that will tie these activities unequivocally to the Vintners, but also to several members of our consulate, as well as other members of the Senate. And thank you, my Roll20 crashed because I couldn't contain myself and I scrolled downward. Neat.
Oops.
Oh no, how dare you scroll downward
I know, it's a big
Using a-
map.
using a mouse wheel. How scandalous.
I've been using Firefox and it's a bit more crashy than Chrome used to be. But-
Yeah.
What can you do? Anyway, Vaseline, he proceeds to take out the ledger. He highlights some key phrases and some key, interactions between, all of the senators and, mostly Aetoris. He's kind of targeting this on Aetoris, actually, rather than the other senators for now. He's drawing links and tying them to Aetoris specifically. Aetoris immediately stands up. I object to these claims. These can all be explained. I plan to contest these allegations in court. You have me know. I'm willing to freeze any contested assets until the truth comes to light. I do not stand idly by and get accused of smuggling and larceny and bribery, let alone murder. Well, that remains to be seen, Mr. Volodel. Please be seated. You will have your turn to speak. Okay. Besides the ledgers, is there anything that you guys can do to tie a Taurus to the vintners and to these activities?
Juliana's a witness to him doing weird shit in his office. Kind of? She's
Yeah.
blind, or was blind.
But she wasn't witness to any of the activities in the ledger.
Okay.
A Taurus didn't do business in front of her.
Mm-mm.
And we'll get to that eventually as well.
We did a job.
I don't necessarily want to implicate
Okay,
us in this.
just saying.
We have centuries of ledgers of history for him, as well as the journal from, I think, the handmaid that proves that he murdered his lover, the noblewoman.
The keep.
Okay. Yeah, you can bring up the diary.
So those are two very significant bits of evidence. Do we have any proof of his illegal magical doings? Because he also has cast multiple illegal spells on people.
Just, I guess, word of mouth. You also could say that he was influenced, but,
So was I.
Yep. So it would be more like you two would have to be your own witnesses, but that has a harder...
Yeah, that's shady as shit.
Wait, can't you technically use a mind-altering dispel to see, what was altered? Isn't that a part of the spell?
You can detect thoughts, but you don't have to always present the truth to somebody.
Oh, no, I was thinking there's the mind-altering, or...
Alter memory?
Yeah. So I didn't know if that left, an imprint of, kind of like a scar. This looks like it has been influenced.
That would be extremely difficult to ascertain and would require a massive breach of, somebody's personal, mind to actually reach that. I will say.
Just a thought.
Okay. Didn't I also steal the little charm, as well as I have something called a Taurus lockbox in my inventory?
He got a goblet of some sort, like a little goblet charm, right?
Yeah.
Or a chalice.
So I have the little chalice keychain. And I also have something that I have unfortunately forgotten what the fuck it is. It's under the category of mundane loot in my inventory, but it's a Taurus lockbox.
Okay.
Do we know what the hell that is?
That I'm not entirely sure of.
We'll check the notes.
But I do know what the chalice icon is. Let's see, I just need to double check. Ah, okay. Cool.
What does that mean?
You can present that if you wish. You're not sure what it does, but maybe someone brighter than you can figure it out. I'll have you guys make either an Arcana or an investigation check, or if you have more information, sure.
I mean, I'm willing to submit this, and the rotted journal, and the ledgers. And because that proves murder, that proves a shit ton of financial dirty dealings. What else do we have?
On him personally?
I mean,
really
without submitting the lineage paperwork.
And without implicating ourselves.
Yeah.
Why aren't we submitting the lineage paperwork?
Why aren't we?
Yeah, at this point.
Well, the lineage work is what ties a Taurus to the person that was murdered.
Okay, that's a good point.
Okay.
So, yeah, so Teresa's lineage paperwork, so we can submit that as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So you submit the diary as information, and the senators need time to review this information, probably because there's a lot of stuff in it. But you do bring forward the key evidence that this handmaid, I believe, it was like the handmaid's second-hand account of Wyn Morristhane, who was a Connaughton noble, and they were supposedly killed by their partner, who they claimed was an Eloran elf named Aetoris. So, to prove that this isn't, falsified or anything. You guys bring forward Teresa's lineage that you found what is essentially a Taurus's lost daughter, who can corroborate her noble lineage and the fact that her mother was slain. And in fact, the handmaid is, well, living in Connacht right now. So, that's going to be a big piece of evidence. That's going to be +5 to this roll. Furthermore, would you like to submit the other thing? You don't know what it is.
I mean, I'm game because right now it's just a trinket, and I don't know what it does, but he probably definitely doesn't want me to have it.
Hi, I stole this from a Taurus. I'd like to submit it as evidence.
This is literally all it is, hey, I have this thing, looks up at a Taurus that I stole from him. Here you go. Just to see his reaction.
I mean, as well as like all of the ledgers, because those are massively significant.
Yeah,
and
they have the
also,
ledgers, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, you said specifically that it doesn't prove anything, but I still have like all of the story about Boom Crash's old flock and what happened with them that he like at his hand. So I don't think I'm going to submit that, but I still do technically have it.
You have that in your back pocket as probably an appeal, because there's not much way to prove that except for your eyewitness account, and it's more of a character thing.
Also,
like, he's a shitty individual, and I can prove it.
Also, like, why is a Kenku alive? That's bullshit. That was 100 years ago.
Yeah.
All right. Don, what did you just submit? The
lineage
Chalice?
The lineage thing and the chalice trinket? Okay, I'll have you...
And the ledgers.
And the ledgers. The ledgers are already in there, yep.
Okay.
Yeah. The first
diary?
move.
Yes.
That's the lineage
That's
thing.
the lineage thing.
It's tied to the lineage thing.
Right, okay.
The lineage thing proves the
I thought you
diary.
were calling this one. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a combo deal.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have you guys do a... at this point, it's more of a investigation check. Like, you guys are trying to, like, tie this whole thing together and present information in a manner that makes sense. So this will be an investigation check. I believe Zumasu has this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want him to do it? I can tell you what his bonus is.
Yes. What is his bonus? I forget.
His bonus is +7.
That's significantly better than mine.
Anybody else beat it? I don't think so.
No,
You guys are intelligence light.
Yeah.
He's the cop.
He's the cop.
He searches things. I just look and shoot. Ask questions later.
All right, so you
Not
guys
any
have, I'll say +5 and then +2 once again, so +7. So this is going to be 7 on top of this. Okay, you guys only roll 21s. That's great. Cool.
Whew.
So once again, an overwhelming success. And as you present the strange chalice thing, a Taurus is going to counter. That belongs to me. It was stolen from me when I was attacked by them. And you guys...
No, it wasn't, technically.
You guys suddenly, like, shrink a little bit. Like, he's trying to deceive the Senate. And...
Can he, though? Because the truth zone thing, right?
Well, he's countering from the stands. He's not in a zone of truth.
Oh,
He's
okay.
Technically, no, we didn't take it when we attacked him. I stole it earlier.
Yeah, you stole it earlier before you attacked him in his penthouse and destroyed it and blew it up.
Is that the argument you want to go with? I don't mind that. I'm not going to object to that, but you know.
He
It was
does.
a rescue mission, though.
He does bring up that he was attacked. A Taurus does, which seems to appeal to people. Like the people that are supporting him already are like, "What? We're gonna believe these people who literally attacked him? They must have some ulterior motive." He tries to deceive the Senate.
Okay. Counter it with they had a hostage. She had a hostage.
Okay. If you want to counter with that, make a persuasion check.
Oh God. I was hoping someone else would do it. It's your girlfriend. You say it. You're the one.
Okay, fine. I'll do the persuasion thing.
No one wants to talk to a Mr. Jerky man.
All right. He tries to counter with this, and instead of spouting the nonsense about, yeah, that was before we attacked you, you shout that he had a hostage, and you can prove it. And you bring Juliana to the stand. Juliana stands up, and she gives her testimony. Aetoris is now kind of grimacing and like shrinking in his seat. I'm gonna have, let's see, who wants to have Juliana roll? Let me find her first. She's in.
It's your girlfriend. It's all you, no matter what.
It is. I mean, to be fair, this is pretty much Boom Crash's story.
Boom Crash and Zeus.
Yeah,
life.
but
There she
I've
is.
been doing a lot of rolls, and I don't want to monopolize. So
Hey, you've been rolling 21s. We're okay with that.
These-
and the
These are okay.
31.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a performance check for Juliana. Boom Crash is able to corroborate evidence, so I'll just say that it's a +2 to Juliana's performance roll.
So I don't think she has that skill.
I don't
It
either.
doesn't look like.
So it's just a
So-
charisma roll +2. Is
Okay.
anyone? I guess, do you guys have anything else that you can do? Because Aetoris is going to contest this one.
Why isn't he contesting this in his own trial?
This kind of is. It's turned into his own
Yes.
trial. At first it was like, oh, I'm just bringing it forth about the vintners. Actually, it's about Aetoris. Also, these senators are to blame.
Yeah.
It's escalating.
Kind of, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I don't think we have anything other than. Wait, did we kill the doppelganger?
No, we did
No.
not. Doppelganger was shooting at us as we were escaping.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's a pity we didn't kill them. Whatever.
We could kill him later.
We can kill him later. I don't think we have anything else unless anybody can think of something.
Yeah, I don't really have anything.
I'm bad with these, so no.
Okay.
Okay.
Then this is going to be Juliana +2 for charisma check, charisma performance. She's. Ooh.
Ooh. Can
She-
I use this?
She's not a great public speaker. In trying to sway the crowd, she sheepishly talks that she was captured by Aetoris and flaunted as his soon-to-be peasant wife, but she was really under duress the entire time. And Aetoris then just kind of counters. Let's see what he rolls, actually, before I
forgot
diatribe.
a thing that he could. The spells that she learned from his library.
Oh, okay.
Because how would she have access to it otherwise?
All right. That's interesting. Aetoris counters, saying that this is ridiculous. Hold on, let me scroll over to him. This is ridiculous. She simply spurned my approaches, and now she's trying to make a quick buck off of me. This is nothing more than a feeble attempt at getting money out of me. It's happened many times before with courtesans
I
and
gotta say,
others.
weren't you the one that announced the marriage?
Yes, and she got mad that I wasn't going to share money with her. Well, not as much as she wanted. She was going to take some and leave, just like they always try to. Juliana just kind of, shouts back, no, that's not true. And then, Boom Crash, you bring up, hey, what about the spells that you learned? So I'm going to have you re-roll Juliana's check.
God damn it. Oh, sorry. I moved her by accident.
That's fine. It's in the center of stuff. Right.
Oh, that's not great, but.
The 12 isn't great, but it's better than before. She brings back, hey, I learned spells from you. You could have learned those spells anywhere, Juliana. Aren't you a ex-member of the Arcane Seat? Wouldn't you have access to things like the library at your will and whim?
What part of hostage do you not understand?
But what about the very high level spells? Like, those would be very expensive to learn. Not something that she would be able to do on her own.
Did she
I'm
learn
trying
any
to
illegal spells that shouldn't be in the Arcane Sea?
I don't think so.
I
I
think
mean, other than like planar binding, that's the only one that's like vaguely skeevy.
Yeah, but it's not like mind altering, or I forget what the other thing was.
Necromancy and
Yeah.
enchantment aren't allowed in Elore. They can be learned, though. It's not a crime to learn them.
Just not to practice.
Yeah, just not to practice. For, like, purposes of study. Aetoris attempts to deceive again, and he says, well, I gave her funds. That's all she wanted was funds to fund her learning. She would go off to the library every day.
I asked the sentence like,
This is a flimsy one, it seems.
no, I'm gonna ask this like, wait. Is there a reason why he's allowed to make testimony up here? We are making an argumentative testimony at this stage, correct? I'm gonna ask the other senators. Should we not
Shouldn't
take a
he
stand?
be in a zone of truth? He's spitting a lot of lies right now.
He is a member of the consulate. He has rights. We will formally question him when the time approaches. For now, we will just submit this as an eyewitness testimony against now the accused. But we will question them in depth when they take the stand. So he says this, that he is lying that he gave Juliana funds and stuff. Do you guys have anybody that can corroborate that she didn't show up at the Arcane Seat library every day?
Could just ask the.
Wait, doesn't the librarian keep record
Yeah.
of those things?
Yeah.
Because I
Students
couldn't
need
get
to
into-
sign in, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have you bring that forward. Boomcrash, you're a member of the Arcane Seat. Surely you could corroborate this. Make a
Yeah,
persuasion check.
Okay. Okie doke.
Roll that 21.
Yeah.
Almost.
Oh.
It's still very low, but you did it was hard for you to fail against his 14, and your plus 12. You combat this with the fact that there would be records of such of Juliana coming to the Arcane Seat every day, even if she isn't like a member of the student body. And Aetoris kind of shrinks in his seat. This will be looked into, Mr. Volladel. Please be seated. And Juliana sits down from the stand. So I'll call that another
Yay.
success. That was supposed to happen later, but
We
Yeah.
accelerated it.
You know
but
what?
you accelerated the timeline.
He accelerated it, so fuck him.
And we also accidentally brought in the devils or demons or whatever. So here's for you, Dan.
Yep.
Oopsie
doing it all.
doodle.
Doing it all live.
Oh, the dance like Zumos is like, wait, this trial was about me, right?
To be fair, Zumasu was brought in supposedly as a witness to this, but he is technically a traitor. So,
He's still gonna get executed.
a deserter.
We're talking for him in a sense.
But Zumasu is kind of pleading this as his case for him having been under deep cover, I guess, for the Grey Guard. He wasn't actually, but he felt it was his moral duty to do so.
I have a question. At this point, do we have anything on Arn at all? I don't recall anything on him. That's the thing.
You don't.
Just
He
the
was
list that
assassinated.
Yeah, but we have him on the list of the doppelgangers or clones. That's all.
Yeah,
His name
but-
was present on that list.
That was also related directly to the cult. They had nothing to do technically with the Vintners or Aetoris. Alright. The next thing that is brought up, they go back into the ledger, and they bring up the fact that Varus Baravin, one of the dragonflies known by you guys, up here in the Leaf Crown Senators, he was bribed. He, of course, denies this claim, but the ledger shows it plain and clear. I'm going to have you guys make a persuasion check.
Okay, I'll do it.
I'm
This
This is
sorry.
all you.
Anything persuasion's all you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll imagine that like Boomcrash and Zumasu are kind of tag teaming this, with Zumasu kind of taking a back seat because he's technically in trouble.
Okay, Boomcrash's back is gonna be so sore because we just keep on tapping it. It's like, go.
Carry me. Carry all of us.
You guys submit your testimony that you saw Varus speaking with Aetoris and a bunch of other folks, at Aetoris's gala. Do you guys have any other information other than that? I shouldn't have jumped in with that, but that obviously is going to get you a corroboration like +2.
I mean, you're talking about like when Zumosu sent in like his familiar to go and like try and listen in for a bit, and then.
Well, you also
Yeah.
saw him like just outside and saw him getting pressured and into a meeting.
Oh yes.
Yes,
Can't
we
really
did.
prove that though.
Yeah, you can't really prove it's an eyewitness. That's why it's only +2.
Yeah.
You
But
guys
there
don't
was a
have
ton
a
of people at that party,
That's true.
yeah.
and it wasn't just dragonflies.
So you guys don't really have a ton of this besides the ledger overtly saying it. So I'll give you guys a +2 to persuasion check.
Do I make another persuasion check?
Oh, sorry. You did already. Yeah, I'm losing it.
You're
Okay.
doing great.
Well, +2,
Just
28.
Imagine Chris has like a spread of like a bunch of notes, like sticky notes, and there's like red lines that are connecting to everything. He's trying to make sure we get all of them.
Pepe
Actually-
Sylvia. Pepe Sylvia. What does that mean?
It's actually in a list of topics, similar to
Okay.
how I did the Danganronpa thing, murder trial, but
Yes.
less in depth than that. That's why I'm like, oh, it's a little looser than normal. Okay. So, you guys succeed once Varys realizes that there's an eyewitness testimony that's like admirable. That Zumasu, essentially one of the heroes of Elore, even though he's a deserter, Varys himself is a member of the Leaf Crown, and a disgraced one at that. So they're kind of on equal footing. You guys tip it in your favor, and Varys decides to abstain their vote on this matter, and is going to abdicate their position immediately.
Ooh, guilty.
Wow.
I
They,
hope Claricia, who is looking very judgy right now.
I will say that Varys was kind of pressured into this position. Since he's been found out, he feels really guilty, and you guys kind of weasel into that, and he backs down immediately.
Oh, so he all of a sudden he has a conscience.
He was convinced that it was for the right reason, he says. He says that he was promised that this would bring a swift end to the war, but that's all that he's willing to say on the subject. He
He got
abdicates.
suckered.
He abdicates because he doesn't believe that he should be worthy of a vote in this circumstance, especially if he's indicted, essentially. All right. Next, let's bring up another senator. Hey, Casmut McLongname,
Oh,
the White Dragonborn of the Arcane Seat. She is also mentioned having taken a bribe. She asserts that she's going to contest these allegations, kind of the same line that Aetoris used, and is going to assert that they were being blackmailed. They didn't accept a bribe. Aetoris had damning information on Casmut and tried to use it against her. She abstains from the vote as a mode of confidence. And yeah, she doesn't even like fight this at all. She just says this.
Didn't Zumosu also successfully bribe her?
Do you guys
Can
want to
we-
bring that up?
We didn't actually pay her the money,
You
but
didn't, but you promised her the money if she basically didn't
We also have
vote
nothing
against you.
written down.
okay. So actually, we should probably keep our mouths shut.
Yeah.
She
Let's
does.
not burn that bridge.
She seems to have some cards in play, being a divination wizard and all. Okay.
Fuck you and your cheese divination.
She
I hope
backs
sees this
down.
coming.
She backs down. You don't gain anything, but you don't lose anything from this either. Last one. Let's go back to the arcane seat, shall we? Hesselina is being blackmailed, and you were able to catch her in the act from, well, the thing that she's accused of being bribed for. Do you guys want to try to implicate her in this? She was
Do we
basically
wanna just have
she was paid by Aetoris, but the ledger doesn't
But she
like
was in
it doesn't elaborate as to why. Do you guys want to elaborate why? She seemed very helpful for you guys.
all it's all we know is that so the only thing that's stated in the ledger is that there exists blackmail and that she accepted a bribe.
Yep.
Right. We figured out what it was, but there was nothing that.
Yeah,
was
there's nothing
labeled.
to. We don't
Yeah.
need to really bring it up.
Yeah,
Long as she doesn't fight
it's-
against us.
Yeah, and she also was definitely she wanted to fuck over a Taurus, so she was eager to be like, as long as this asshole doesn't win, I'm willing to lose.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm gonna have you guys make a deception check to try to leave out this information in your
And I do
corroboration. You can.
that. Is anybody
After
else
all.
good with deception?
I'm decent with it, but
You could try to fake like your meeting with Hesselina to try to leave out key details. Maybe I don't know. Do you have any ideas?
Just say that it was a short meeting, like we were both running out of time, and just like terse, like it's very
Yeah, just, like, very terse.
just leave it at that. Like you didn't talk long.
it was a short meeting, and she didn't actually want to be like involved in wrongdoing. She was pressured into it, so therefore she's not on trial for what she's doing, so it's okay.
We don't
Do you
need
want to deceive her that she saw a Taurus that night?
That would be
Because she
hilarious.
did for a second
That would be
when you
really
disguised
funny.
yourself as him.
Now I just want to know what fucking was. Didn't realize that this would come up later as an actual plot thing. I mean, sure. I think that'd be funny.
No.
It's
Look, hold
deception. You're
on.
pretty good at it.
Look, a man's okay. This is not Disco Elysium. You will not press buttons just to be funny. Stop doing that.
Remember the last time you tried to be funny and you actually sabotaged a battle we were in?
No one knows about that yet.
But you do.
Also, I'm on the other side. You what?
Gets up, walks over, punches Mel in the face. No.
Go
Right,
on,
no,
Mal.
no.
Say it. It will be
No.
so funny.
Well, we won't do the. Hey, we saw a
Don't you
Taurus.
want to see a Taurus's face?
Hey, electrochemistry. Shut the hell up.
It was a brief meeting and we didn't technically see anything like any wrongdoing. As in, we don't think it's wrong.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
Okay. So it looks like your deception check was reliably 26.
Mhm.
That's interesting. So that's still a success. That's still a success. I will say that in this moment, a Taurus kind of stands up and counters and says, "Are we going to trust the corroboration of a thief and an assassin? Somebody that takes money for deaths? Somebody that bears the horns of something that even that snake woman said might be down there in those sewers?" And he tries to, like, break into your character a bit. A Taurus is going to make a intimidation check to try to intimidate the consuls. He actually doesn't have this, so it's just going to be his straight charisma.
He's technically hired us, but not for a killing contract, so I can't really say anything about that.
This is not helping his whole racist shtick.
No, it is not.
It isn't. He is trying to, like, buy into this sort of...
He's trying to say it's justified.
Yeah, he's trying to say, like, are we going to trust this person? Like, look at this person. They're a terrorist. They're a member of a terrorist group, the Eidolon Groves or whatever. Mal,
Hey, I haven't done anything. If anyone says anything, I'm like, I haven't done anything.
Now I'm going to have you make a performance check to try to curry your own favor with the consuls.
Mama Bird would help you if she could.
I don't know how to. I'm just gonna sit tight and be a good girl.
You're just going to take it?
Oh. I mean, technically, if I don't say anything,
If you don't
they would
say
have to probably bring
anything,
it up later.
if you don't say anything, it will essentially
Equally
count
damning?
negatively against you. Yeah, you taking the fifth can be held against you here. Like, people will see it as suspicious. Oh, she's not saying anything. Oh, we are kind of racist. Rada rada.
You can say that, like, he's just spouting like propaganda and like racist stereotypes, and
Yeah.
that's not actually evidence against you.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
that's
really
part of this
hateful.
performance.
Right. So yeah.
Unless he actually wants to admit to a crime of hiring you.
Mm-hmm. No, I'll be like, yeah, I'll play off the. That sounds like really hateful rhetoric, and that you just don't trust anybody who just looks different than you.
Okay, make a performance check as you,
Yeah.
with your short, terse
persuasion
statement, try to counter him with a quip.
E.
Okay.
Finger guns.
You finger guns. All right.
9 millimeters.
9mm finger guns. Aetoris is kind of cut back as you shout this, and people kind of just go, "Yeah, what's wrong about being a tiefling? I'm a tiefling." Then Mountain just kind of finger guns another tiefling in the crowd.
Yeah. Not tragedy. Hey, other tiefling.
Aetoris shrinks from this. Okay, so you succeeded at your performance. Yeah, succeeded against that. There's one more, well, maybe two more things that we need to deal with. The other thing that was brought up is from the diary. Aetoris has been, he's kind of been, he supposedly killed this person, his ex-wife, over her realizing that he was an elf supremacist and was only marrying her, a human, to further his own image in Elore, and to disguise the fact that he had a desire for elves to be on top again. Do you have anything that can tie Aetoris, besides this, to the fact that he's an elf supremacist?
I mean, other than the lineage paperwork, the Dragonfly organization in general.
Okay. Can you
Yeah,
name?
something I can think of.
You name how many of the dragonflies can you name?
Quite a few of them.
Let me look at notes real quick. Because I'm pretty sure we wrote down as many as we saw. Because we did sneak into that meeting to figure out who was there.
You
Exactly.
did. You saw who left for the meeting, and you met with a few of them ahead of time after spotting that they had dragonfly iconography.
Yeah, so we actually do have a witness. She's just in, like, the keep. So,
Well, naming names would still help. It would bring people that need to be brought to trial.
okay, so let's name all of the names. There's the druid guy with the tattoo on his neck. There's the twins. Mao, step in with actual names at any point in time.
Mr. Dayraeth? Delanathan?
Daerith Dalanthan.
Oh my god, sorry. I was just like trying to. You were like, names, and I'm like, I am trying to read one name.
Druid's so good.
He's a member of the Leaf Crown, a high-ranking
Yes.
one. The druid that you mentioned is named Shava Silveranth.
Mhm.
She's a member of the Council of Moons.
There's Feral Othranus,
Yep, the merchant
member of the
that delivered him
Consortium.
some of his stuff, including his staff.
Isn't Azaki also in there?
Azaki is also in there. Azaki attended the meeting. You assert. Azaki wasn't brought up on any charges in the book, like in the ledger, I don't think. But
No, we only know because she's probably representative of the Jewelers Guild and had a ring of an emerald dragonfly.
yes, that is. Can't drag with that one. Is down here. He's a member of the Jewelers Guild, yeah.
Mhm.
And so is Aetoris. They probably just business partners.
Did you also mention Olalar and Claril?
No, is Claro the one that you were supposed to meet up at one point? Also like a merchant?
Possibly. Hold
I
on.
remember you sat down with someone, but I don't see it in the notes.
Okay,
right now.
Dragonfly Brooch, Feral Othranus.
We mentioned Quarian. We mentioned Farrell. We mentioned Daerith. We mentioned Azaki. We mentioned Theala Wraithrin. We mentioned
Varys.
Varys Wraithrin. I think that's all of them. Yeah, that's all of them that I have.
Huzzah.
You mention all of these names. Azaki asserts that this is ridiculous, and Aetoris and him are just good partners. They aren't elven supremacists. Meanwhile, while this is going on and you're naming names, somebody shouts up, "I have something to say," and the crowd looks at the upper levels of the consulate, and you see Varys with Theala, who you thought was tied up. She seems somewhat tired and malnourished, and she has like marks on her like wrists, and like marks from a gag around her mouth.
God damn it!
It might not be her, though. It could still be the doppelganger.
I would like to submit that these traitors, she points at all of you guys, in Edelon Groves captured my sister and kidnapped her. I have no idea what they are trying to tell you or what they're trying to assert, but I can only tell you that they attacked us in our home.
We didn't attack at the home. We attacked her on the ground.
Why are you pointing at her?
I'm
Long
trying.
arrow.
I really want to be in range for True Sight to see if they're legit. So I'm gonna try and get closer and see if I can get a better look at them.
Just like go yell at them. Yeah, just like blah blah blah.
So
Right
I felt
underneath
like,
them.
you live in the sewers?
It's like the last time we spoke to you, you lived in the sewers. That seems like kind of a interesting choice for highborn children like you.
Make an intimidation check.
Okie doke.
And can Boom Crash see?
We'll get to it.
Yeah, have her jump a little. Like, gotta get close.
You shout this up at Theala as people are trying to get order of the court, and she shouts back down at you. I would never find myself caught dead in the sewers with people like you. And she kind of starts spouting epithets about lower life forms because you brought up the highborn thing, and she starts snapping back at you. And Varys kind of like tugs on his sister's like coattails, like
You're
as
not
people start.
helping.
Yeah, you're not helping her case here.
Does she say the C word? The crow?
The crunku. Yeah, she starts losing it a little. Boom Crash, to your surprise, this is the real Theala. It seems that somebody
Is
has.
that the real Varys, though?
It is the real Varys. It seems
our
that
keep is
someone
in ruins.
someone must have gotten back to your keep and absconded with Theala while you and your retainers were away.
Oh no.
You did non-detection the place, but it's not a big keep.
That's okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm
gotta
worried
make sure
about.
there's no one harmed.
I'm more worried about the fact that someone might have just killed all of our supporters.
That's what I was thinking. Also stolen
Yeah.
all of our shit. She was held in the vault.
Oh, fuck.
That's my stuff. Alright, well, later time.
Say what you
Boom
will,
Crash
but
sort
these
of
people
crews.
kidnapped us, and Aetoris stands up, and they attacked my penthouse. I'm sure that I can corroborate this information as well. I'm willing to get into a zone of truth for that. They're starting to, like,
How many
wonder.
disintegrates did you cast on me, by the way?
In self-defense. I have that tool as a defense mechanism. It's not an illegal spell to cast, especially when you're in danger.
You
except
shot it at
you
the
didn't.
blind person.
You shot it at Juliana, and I threw myself in the way to take the hit. And then you kept going.
Well, it didn't finish you off. I felt that my life was still in danger.
He's using castle law.
Yeah,
Oh my
dude,
god.
he has a right to a gun. He stood his ground.
Wizards.
This is why our founding fathers they expected only the musket, and after that, a
As
cannon.
the founding
and,
elves intended.
and a flintlock pistol.
Just as
You
the
get one
founding
shot.
elves intended.
Ask him about the mind-altering spell, 9th level, that he cast. In the zone of truth.
On Zemosu? Or on you?
On me
Hmm.
and Zemosu.
That's true. This quickly devolves into a shouting match. The senators calm this interaction, and they begin talking amongst themselves. They speak to many other people today, including Zumasu. Zumasu himself is put on the stand. So, I know Zumasu's not here, but Zumasu basically needs to argue that that he was a deserter with good reason, and he's willing to get back into, the Leaf Crown if he's nice. Or that he quits the Leaf Crown
We'll take
altogether.
a discharge.
We'll take a dishonorable discharge. That's also another factor, which probably is more to his liking. Kind of depends, but I'm assuming that's what Zumasu would do, because Zumasu doesn't have an oath to Elore anymore. He has an oath to compassion. So, I'm going to have you guys argue for why Zumasu shouldn't be basically court-martialed or imprisoned for life, or worse, executed for desertion and for attacking Elore. I'll have you guys make checks, and each time you succeed, it will bolster Zumasu's check that I'll make for him.
First of all, we have not actually attacked Elore, like, at all.
Well, you did. You brought your troops against Elore, and you were fighting with the Vintners during a riot, yes, but they were able to recognize Galestonians here. If you want to assert that that wasn't you, that would be a deception check.
Did we actually bring the mob with us? I thought the protests and everything was just happening on its own.
Well, I mean, you guys had your units there.
You're talking about the little battle, the strong.
Yeah,
battle.
because I also know I'm pretty sure that the mob was just kind of the internal thing, like, because frankly, for as our actual troops are concerned, we've just been repeatedly defending against the cult incursions, right?
Cult, Jaguar. I don't think we fought Elore.
We could also submit that we are heroes of Elore, and that until the first initial riot, we weren't actually working against them ever.
Okay, so
we were just trying to
Just
escape.
as a reminder, this is how Elore was left after you guys dealt with it. Whee! Yippee! So, yeah, you are on trial with reason.
Okay.
Just so that we're all on the same page.
I forgot about that.
I figured it was worth revisiting for the dire situation. Perhaps they even show, like, footage from the area scried from the past.
Oh gosh, shaky
Wow.
cams all over the place.
I'm so startled!
Star Wars, like, 3D projections. So they're accusing us of being...
You're
Like,
supporting
it's-
Zumasu and Edelon
Yeah.
Groves, if you wish. You're trying to assert that Zumasu doesn't deserve to be imprisoned, or executed, or imprisoned, or court-martialed, whatever.
I mean, he probably does need to be court-martialed, but I'm not gonna say anything about that.
This
No,
kind of
he
is
was-
his court-martial.
He was working underneath a person who was being implanted into the government and was messing with it.
Uh-huh.
So he found out that Arn was not Captain Arn. So why would you want to follow somebody who's corrupt?
This is unheard of. What evidence do you have of that? That was ruled to be a Nudonian assassination attempt. Well, a successful one, at that.
We have his paperwork that shows a list of names that are a part of some devil cult. That's all.
People
Okay.
replacement thing.
That is something that you can also probably bring up with Connacht. You can talk to leaders there to find any sort of trying to say without giving names of who.
Actually, like they
Their
might not be
king was replaced.
forthcoming. So should we be the one to say it?
I feel like that would put them into like a position where, I mean, I could say it. They already fucking hate my guts. So yeah, I'll say it out loud.
No, but you're trying to convince that he's being racist and that you're innocent too.
Well, no, it's more of like at this point it's just covering for Zumosu, and that the cult has got their fingers in things to some degree. If they can, like,
Also, like
corroborate,
no,
it'd
it's
be
a,
great.
the Nunodian assassination thing. Like, Mao doesn't need to implicate herself. I'm just saying that the point is that the person got replaced.
For
like,
Arn, yeah, that's what
yeah.
I was trying to focus on.
Yeah, because we don't care
Yeah.
about why the war started at all. As far as we know, like we didn't even know about that. The important thing is that we need to prove that the doppelganger situation is a
Mhm.
real corroborative thing. So I say just mention that willingly just mention that the king of Connacht was compromised via doppelganger replacement.
Yeah, Zumosu's doing research. Give him more credit.
And like
kind of thing, and he
the
found
name is on
stuff out.
the name is on that list, along with Arn, along with other people. We're currently investigating that. Before we were investigating that, and then you declared us traitors to the state, etc., etc.
What were you gonna say, Boomcrack?
And here's the Doppelganger King spell focus. I have that.
All right. Hello. I have the king's staff.
I have things.
Yeah.
I stole his stuff.
I have the staff of the king of Connacht. I submit this as evidence. Okay, so let's break this down.
Cast legend lore.
Let's break this down. Mao, you're submitting that they have the list.
Submitting the doppelganger list.
Submitting the doppelganger list and saying that Arn was a doppelganger, and that's evidence of that.
And that's evidence for Zumosu to not follow a corrupt state.
Okay, I'll have you make a persuasion check, with +2. It's just a list of people, so it's circumstantial.
Is that under intelligence or wisdom?
Charisma.
No, charisma. Dur.
Persuading.
I am trying.
Okay, +2. They don't take it as well as you'd hoped. This was difficult, although it has brought this up. There has been talk of, fiendish activity, so it's not unheard of that this could happen, but they don't fully believe that. They will submit it as evidence.
Telling them the fiend is activity. Oh no.
It wasn't that part. It was mostly the fact that there's just rumors, and that's just a list of people. They can't corroborate that.
Right.
Boomcrash, are you submitting the King's Scepter and Spell Focus as evidence?
I can't believe you're allowed to take that.
I
can't believe it either.
I don't think you would have been able to take that, honestly. Oh, it might have been in your bag of holding or something.
I took all of his stuff because he was a powerful magic user and I wanted to be able to study it later. And sort of the fact that this stuff was held by a doppelganger, that's the sort of important message. Would a legend lore spell on the King's spell focus reveal that information?
It would reveal it if it's a legendary item. Reveal its in-depth past.
Yeah, it's just a thing.
It's just his stuff.
I might backtrack this. If this wasn't in a bag of holding, or if your stuff was confiscated in Connacht, I don't think you would have been able to keep that. Because that is the actual. Okay. That was the actual King's staff.
That is his actual shit.
Yeah.
You reach into your bag. Things that you watch as your items become Thanos.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, it might have been just something that was left over from that time, like I told you about it, but and then you put it in your stuff, and then it got caught up in the fact that you guys were imprisoned and then proven to assassinate their diplomat, and then.
All right. Well, we don't need to bring that up.
Okay.
Again.
Okay. So Mal, that's one failure. So that's not going to help Zumosu. Amon, Boomcrash, you each have an opportunity.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that we can. I know that I can use to help.
You don't necessarily need evidence. You could just try to make a check to appeal to Zumosu's character and give evidence that he's a good person and he doesn't mean ill will for Elore.
Okay, say that the fact that he's here at all willingly, he could have just hunkered up and protracted double-sided war with us. It's like you could have done that.
He submitted himself peacefully, and he saved your soldiers during the riot when they were actively trying to capture him.
Okay.
That alone is a testimony to his character, and a recent testimony, let alone the fact that he is a hero, and that instead of working for something because his original oath was to justice, and he was a Grey Guard, like devoted to routing out corruption, he instead turned to compassion, which could not be nobler.
Okay. I'm going to have you make a performance check. This is, again, an appeal to character. You are being persuasive, but it's mostly just saying he's a good guy.
Yep.
He's a real good guy.
He's a real stand-up guy.
He likes turkey legs.
Zumasu nods at you, and the crowd kind of murmurs once again. Zumasu has vocal supporters in the crowd, and they occasionally shout their support. The senators call for order once more, but it seems that people are on Zumasu's side, at least a bit. Amon, do you have any evidence to submit?
That's more
anything
evidence.
else?
I'm gonna be the annoying jerk that answers a question with a question. Whatever happened to the artificer that attacked us? Shouldn't he be being questioned to see his involvement? Because we haven't actually talked about him at all this entire trial. I don't think. And I feel like
The senator puts forward that that's a discussion for later this evening. You guys can submit your
okay.
testimony for that, but he didn't technically. He has nothing to do with like the ledger or anything.
Okay, so my theory is this: Zumosu needs to live because removing him is is a step toward the conspirators' goals. We have already seen. My argument is that we have already seen a bunch of members along with the various instability in the realms, and international incidents are tied to multiple people that he is directly opposing willingly or accidentally at this stage. And it is whether he is like even if he's guilty, whatever decide the verdict is, I believe that he should be kept around. I believe for your benefits that he should be kept around. I'm not even a citizen. I don't even care. But if you guys want to survive this, you unscathed, with truth in your eyes, then you probably want to keep him around.
Okay. I'm gonna have you make an intimidation check, basically drumming up that like this conspiracy is real and a danger, and the fact that you're trying to put Zumosu away means that you're playing into their hands. It's again another appeal, but this time it's more to try to scare the crowd.
I'm bad at this.
You're
Okay,
a big scary guy.
I gotta
You have your
reroll
inspiration, yeah.
this. Oh god, I gotta ruin everything.
Or you could use inspiration because it is 10:45.
Yeah, he did.
You did. Yep.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the roll.
Yeah,
It
no,
popped up really slow for me too.
no, it's just more that I was feeling antsy.
Okay. That is a partial success. I'll say that gives Zumosu a +1 to the roll. It didn't fully get there. People aren't fully buying this conspiracy yet, even though you've been able to prove a lot of it. A lot more is going to need to be like proven later by not you guys, but these guys arguing back and forth as their daily job. So I'm going to say that's 1.5 successes. Zumasu will have +3 to his check. What have you to say, Zumasu? And Zumasu tries to appeal to everyone, just saying that he knows that that he left the Grey Guard under these bad circumstances, but he left because he didn't trust the leadership. He felt that it was corrupt, and that was his duty as a Grey Guard, when the Grey Guard was still around, to try to root out this corruption. And he felt it was his duty to meet that end. And having Galestone Keep nearby was just a circumstance that aided this. And when he brought arms to Elore, it was to root out this massive conspiracy. The proof will basically set you free. He kind of does this in like a big impassioned speech, like he would if he was here in person. But he's a paladin. Let's have his charisma speak for itself. His +3 to this roll. It's going to be a persuasion roll. Okay. A 33 is pretty good in the standards of things that happen in D&D. That's in the realm of near impossible, I believe, is the thing that he's exceeded just now. So yeah, the crowd kind of goes silent, and the senators, they all speak with each other, and they begin conferring. We will need to confer privately before we take action. We will bring this to a vote. Council members, you also must bring this to vote. Aetoris Voladel will abstain. The senators that said that they would abstain, Varys, Baravan, Hesselina, and Casmut, you will all abstain from your votes. And the council members begin talking amongst themselves. People begin going around and collecting votes from them. The senators disappear and move into another room, the upper floors of the Senate. You guys are left to your own devices for, nearly an hour as they deliberate over the evidence. The senators.
I'm going to
Councils.
take let's take a short rest.
Oh, I wanted to carouse.
You want to go carouse?
I want to go carouse. I want to put bets into the.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Amazing.
I want to get a small little betting ring going to see who wins.
Okay. Make a
I'm sorry, Chris?
make a charisma check. Just a charisma check.
Okay, now we understand why Allie decided to put the charisma high on Mao for this moment. She knew what she was doing.
Originally, she was supposed to be kind of like a chameleon sort of like individual, but I was like, nah, she's turning into an angsty teen, so I'm just gonna lean into that.
Okay. You convince a lot of people to vote against you. Well, not to vote against you, sorry, to bet against you. And if this trial goes the way that you want, you stand to make a cool profit. Congratulations.
Awesome.
All right. The senators once again come out to begin their deliberation. We've come to the conclusion that we find Zumasu guilty on charges of conspiracy against Elore, but we only administer the punishment of exile, the lightest consequence that we can give to one who has committed treason against Elore. We will be releasing him today, and we may call upon him again if we need his testimony in the future. The consuls have taken their votes, and they voted as well to not indict Zumasu 70-30, I will say.
Nice.
Well, the name of the 30 will kick their ass.
Now, there's a lot of arcanans up there and people that have their own interests in this realm. If they voted in the wrong way, people would be upset with them and clog up their phone lines, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Call your senators, folks. And furthermore, on the topic of Aetoris and the Vintners, they begin going through the list of basically crimes that have been put up against them, and the Vintners have been found guilty, but in need of many more trials to come. Basically, everybody that's been mentioned here is going to be on trial, but they call for the arrests of everybody except for Casmut. She's just abstaining. Varys stepped down. He's going to be put on house arrest. Eselina is going to be looked into, but not too closely. Aetoris is being brought to trial. He is under arrest for bribery, smuggling, kidnapping, conspiracy, and the murder of Gwyn Morristhane. And his shield guardian moves to protect Aetoris, and he just says, "Gwyn, down. I will submit quietly. You will all forget about this in time, I'm sure. But for now, I will submit to your questioning until I am proven not guilty." and Aetoris is led away by Leaf Crown Knights in handcuffs. And yeah, you guys don't see any more of him. He is under arrest, and he will be taken out of his penthouse and held for many, many trials until they can convict him of all these things.
You know, even that in itself, that's a pretty great punishment, because I'm sure he's gonna hate it.
I'm feeling this isn't it, but I'm feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna suffer.
Yeah, he's going to be sulking in his penthouse for a while now.
Yeah, no, it's even if this is just like just having this moment feels good. I don't need to win. He lost.
You
today.
look up at Aetoris as he's being like led away, and you see him scowl and grimace at you, and it's the most disgusting his face has ever looked. There's no pretense of I have the upper hand here. I'll try to, weasel my way into this this sort of thing, or I'll try to weasel my way into your good graces again. He just has nothing but contempt for you. He's not even trying anymore.
Okay.
And that alone is a victory enough for you.
Yeah. I tap the gold in my beak and I wink at him.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this is okay, that's good and all, but you should take the exile to skedaddle the hell out of here before anyone
Agreed.
can
Let's go.
organize, and also the fact that your vault is compromised.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's go home.
You guys begin, shaking hands with, everybody that you've talked to today. Boom Crash is hugging Juliana. You guys are shaking hands with Donatello. Illustra's corpse over Amon's shoulder as he brings it back to the Leaf Crown Guard. And you guys leave the Eloran Senate, not in chains, but having led victorious over these political machinations that have gripped you for so long, the chains of bureaucracy falling off of your feet and off of your shoulders.
Thank God, it's over. It's over.
I mean,
For now.
Yeah, for now. He did say that one day maybe they'll forget. So I'm wondering if he's planning on coming back.
I mean, he's an elf. He's
Exactly.
He'll outlive us all. But but look at it this way: we'll be dead by then. We won't care.
Yeah.
It's the next generation's problem then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna teleport back.
Well, okay. Can you teleport all of us?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a teleportation thing.
Oh, okay,
So
I just
we're just gonna have to go to the Arcane College.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't need to go there to teleport back. You have your tower to teleport back to.
It's not a fast travel point. We can just travel to a fast point.
Yeah.
Got it.
You guys gather together: Yamdal, Juliana, Brienne, Donatello, and Boom Crash casts the circle of teleportation with the ruby dust on the ground, and Vaseline heads up to Zumasu. I just wanted to say thank you once again for bringing these people to justice. Surely the Senate will be able to rebuild stronger than it was before. I hope you take this sentence in the lightest degree. It was the best that we could muster for you, but the majority were on your side, Zumasu. Thanks. I mean, I'll be in Galestone if you need me. We will call on you if Elore needs to ally with Galestone. And they shake hands with a nod. Zumasu leaps through the arcane circle, followed by the rest of you guys and by Boom Crash herself. Aetoris is being led off put into a carriage in manacles. The guards are all the robotic guards are leaning against the Senate, useless, and the Leaf Crown as well is just surrounding this cart to make sure he doesn't try any wizard fuckery. As soon as you see him loaded into that carriage, you guys teleport away to Galestone.
Just confirmation. Are we all exiled, or is it just Sumosu?
Just Zumasu.
You know what? I'm fine with that. I'm exiled from Connacht. He's exiled from Elore, so he can do my business in Connacht, and I can do his business in Elore.
And
We
I
can
did
make it
bad
work.
things in both places, and I'm not well, I technically am. It's fine.
You're exiled by association with the two the most
Pretty much,
dangerous
yeah.
and wanted criminals on on this planet.
Gotta get the new Donatello in here.
And I'm gonna say this: holy shit, a turtle! I technically never not seen him. Like every time we've been around, there's like a smoke bomb that does poisonous smoke bomb that's prevented me from seeing him. So I
That's
never actually seen
hilarious.
him until this trial.
That's right. Fiala's definitely not there. You get reports that Varys had snuck in and was able to take out the guards that were guarding Fiala after finding out where they were. Their
Any
sorcery
casualties?
was... there were no casualties. There were people that were knocked out. Varys had been careful to try to infiltrate without too much death. They felt like they were in enough trouble, it seems. But they absconded with Fiala and
What
were
about
able to get out.
stuff?
Yeah, can
Your
you check
stuff?
the vault to make sure stuff has not been messed with?
There's stuff. A few of the traps went off, but the vault is unopened.
Nice.
They were trying to get out of there as quickly as they could. Varys was already injured, and Fiala was kept within an inch of her life. So,
Yeah, at least he's a good brother, I suppose.
That was cute. Good for them.
let's make it daytime.
Still assholes.
Like it's cute, but if we see them again, we'll kick
Right.
their ass.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
next
I
time
want to
we'll
figure
double
out how to
tap.
get around that failsafe.
They're
You-
when they get knocked unconscious, whatever happens to them, it's
Um,
like fighting devils.
Actually, there are manacles that prevent that, like a planar like lock or whatever.
Yeah, dimensional
Oh.
anchor kind of manacles.
Yeah,
Zimosa might look into it, or you guys could build it.
so that should probably be the next investment because in terms of also like demons and things like that, it might just be good to have someone be grappled and just put it on.
Yeah,
Yes.
the
yeah,
Rakshasa that we still have to deal with.
Yeah. Well, just in general, like there's the demons and then there's the devils. So if we kill them here on our plane, they don't die. They just go back to their plane.
Yeah,
They
that's
go
what
to
I'm
We
saying.
hell.
have to kill them on. Yeah, we have to
Yeah,
kill them on their
exactly.
plane. So that's gonna suck.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to do it. We could always just leave it to the youngins.
Fair. But I like the idea of like kinky magic bondage and all of that more.
Whoa! This is a wait, no, this is an 18+ stream. It's fine.
I,
Technically is, yeah.
I already have a chair that is for bondage, so there you go.
Oh my god, I remember that.
Uh,
The one that you
goodness.
forgot the password for.
Yes, and I remembered it. I
I
remembered after
still
a
don't
while.
remember the password, even though we said it like
Slut
multiple times.
shamer.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
Because I thought I put it in the notes, but I put it in like the note section in the back of my character sheet. Just at a
That's
random
amazing.
spot.
We
Right.
need to get that back.
Yeah, I mean, you guys aren't exiled from Elore. You can always get your stuff back.
Yeah, that's why. I
Zimosu
asked. I
is
was
just
curious.
exiled, but he has his own kingdom. He has a floating tower. What does he care? He has a successful winery. He has,
All right,
like,
to be
troops.
He's got the keep. I'm pretty sure the tower is Boom Crash's.
Actually, I
it's
have-
just a wizard tower.
Actually, I have a question.
Yeah.
Not at the do we not have to pay the bribery since he's exiled? So he's like, I can't technically interact with you guys. Sorry.
I mean, you can see what will happen if you don't pay the bribery. That's
So
on
what
you
if-
guys.
I mean, that's
I
on
don't-
him. I don't have to do anything.
I don't necessarily want to fuck with that, but that is also ultimately Zumos's decision. So I'm not gonna
Yeah.
Shanghai that from Dan.
Also,
Yeah.
remember, it's funny.
It is funny.
Also, didn't we all agree that we hated that person and they were really slimy and they should probably die too?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, so
But it's gonna be really get her though.
Yeah, from the looks of it, Kazmat probably is gonna be able to stay on the Senate somehow, or at least maybe like get demoted or something. She seems very in control of the situation. Hesselina, you guys, it's kind of a 50-50 whether or not she gets investigated, but since it was like blackmail, she's more inclined to stay rather than leaving because she was intimidated.
She's moved it in her favor.
She could.
What
it's
is
like,
it called?
It was
It's
under
when
duress.
you make a deal for a lighter sentence.
A plea
A
bargain?
plea? Yes.
Yeah,
That-
Yeah, she might be able to plea. And Aetoris, there's plenty of evidence against him. It's just this was his like opening trial to see if he needs to get arrested or not. And you guys succeeded with flying colors. You only failed like one check the entire time, and there were like 9 different topics that I had you guys checking on. So, great success.
Thanks. It was fun.
Me.
And you guys defeated that artifact dude. So that's another bout of XP that you guys are gonna still need to get. And that'll happen as well. Technically, Atorus like funded the robots, but he wasn't like in control of them. Technically, so that'll need to be unwoven. And honestly, it's too good of an asset against the enemy to not use. So it'll probably just need more.
Just like the clones in Star Wars. It's unethical, but clones are nice.
It's unethical, but they're here. You're gonna just.
But they're not real people.
Look a gift horse in the mouth. You know.
Eh.
They're here. All right. So, you guys have returned to Galestone.
I'm stewing. No comment.
No comment. You guys are swarmed by your allies. They are very happy that you guys are back, that you guys succeeded, that you guys were able to put away this slime ball that you guys have been fighting against for so long. Teresa feels safer now that Atorus is gone. Brienne feels vindicated that Atorus is gone. Juliana, of course, feels great that she doesn't have to worry about looking over her shoulder and she can be with her lover. Yomdal's just happy to be here. So's Donatello. They high five.
They high five. You're a turtle.
Yeah. Grab shell, dude.
No.
I don't know what that means, but I will.
Oh my god, yes.
Same to you.
No.
I love this.
No.
I love this so much.
Yeah. There's not much left to do except celebrate.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Wait.
check in on Herschel and Paranor.
So you submitted that chalice thing, but did we ever figure out what it did?
Nope.
No.
Nope. Atorus tried to just counter that it was stolen from him, and that was more interesting to the
So
council.
do we still have it, or did we still pass it in as evidence?
You still have it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I didn't know if
yay.
they
Okay.
didn't. Yeah, I thought they like kept it, and they're like, "All right, it's been submitted and then put into the corner because it's not worth anything."
Okay. So that's good. So I still have like her lineage paperwork and everything. So things that were submitted are not like taken out
Gone
of her
forever.
inventory.
Oh, so that's probably going to have to be more difficult. If you want to actually submit the ledger and the lineage proof, you'll need to submit those in actuality. You'll have to actually submit those because they're going to cast spells on them to corroborate them.
Yeah, and Teresa's lineage paperwork, we can't just hand over a copy because there's also like a magical blood seal on it. So, okay, it's with the courts now.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think the one that you have is a copy, technically. It was done by Xerox's cousin in Noct.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
So you have an official copy of it. Like, it's been magically, like, watermarked.
Yep.
Arcane marked, if you will. Okay, so yeah, that stuff is out of your inventory. You can keep copies of it, whatever. But hopefully you've seen the last of Atorus for some time. And this also counts as defeating an organization, so your organization levels up to 3.
Yay.
Which I think it already was marked as such, but we didn't... And you might have, like, leveled it up as well, but... I need to improve the die, I think, to D10s now. D10s.
Whee!
Yeah.
Well, so we've got one thing out of the way, and now we can focus in on taking down the cult.
Yeah.
It's nice.
We still don't really know what they wanted with Atorus, but at least we ruined it, right? That's the thing.
They wanted him to betray them, so... Oh.
He kind of
Or
did,
they wanted...
I guess. Like,
Yeah.
he was found guilty of betraying Elore. Well, he was at least arrested. He's probably going to be found guilty.
Yeah, but so does that mean he successfully has betrayed? Or did he fail and never did the big betray?
Not sure what it means for the cult.
This all sounds like coping.
No.
It's fine. I just want to know what the keychain does.
Yeah. You guys can try to investigate that.
Maybe over drinks. We can go sit at the tavern and drink and mess around with some stuff. It's a win, right? We should be celebrating. That's what
A
people
win
do
is a
when you
win.
win. All right. We own
Okay.
this place, so drinks.
Yeah. You guys head over to the Filthy Fox to drink your days away with all of your retainers and compatriots and all them folks. Whee! Really need to get, like, image or something for the Filthy Fox. Like the interior or something.
Yeah.
But for now, you guys are celebrating the night away. Regaling everybody of the trial and everything that happened. Coming up with the best name for a Taurus that isn't his name. Let's
Yeah, like
Dingus.
fuck not Butterwits or whatever.
That's a good one.
wet lettuce.
That's another good one. Especially because he's green.
Yes.
Squish.
And that sour face right at the end is very much a wet lettuce.
Or even better, we come up with a definition for his name. So, what is an Taurus? Is that like a
Oh,
banned
yeah.
drink or a sex act? We can decide. It's like what happened with Santorum.
Yeah. Layers.
I like to think it's making character arguments as your only argument against actual proof in a ledger.
No, see, I prefer it like this. When you drain a spaghetti and you drop out the noodles, you know how we have the pulling a Dan? It's pulling a Taurus.
Yeah.
Forgot that's pulling a Dan from back in college.
Oh my god.
All right. Yeah, Zoom also will figure out if he's going to pay that money to Casmut. In the meantime, you guys...
Make a note of that too.
Yeah, I at least made a note of it for myself,
Okay.
but definitely make a note of it for yourselves as maybe something to bring up to Dan. I'll try to bring it up to Dan next time. We shall see. Do you guys have any aspirations for the future? I know that you're crafting things as far as like downtime. Wand of Counterspell has 44 days left of it. Do you want to try to finish that before taking on the cult? You guys...
I would love to if I could,
Yeah,
but
like,
I also want to investigate the chalice. So
Yeah, you guys can investigate the chalice. You can also have your organization do that for you, since you kind of tried to investigate it. But you could also investigate it yourself with a research check. That's going to be like a downtime activity that you would normally. So,
Like going to like the arcane college and then doing research there.
yeah,
Yeah.
it costs like
Yeah.
100 gold pieces or something, and then you can keep paying 100 gold pieces to increase the check, I think is how that works. Up to +5. Like each 100 gold pieces you pay gives it +1. But then it's like an intelligence check, investigation.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a Xanathar's Guide thingy. But as far as the cult is concerned, you guys reminisce over the information that you have over the cult. How you had scouts investigate the peak. How you've realized that they have a massive army that you're worried is going to turn on one of the kingdoms, one or more of the kingdoms, while they're warring with each other. It's not like you were able to stop the war, as it were, from that trial. You were just able to put away your nemesis and put an end to Zumasu's enmity with the Leaf Crown.
Right. The war is a result of Atorus' action, and even though Atorus is out of the picture, his actions are still in play.
Yeah, he's the butterfly. This is the effect.
Yeah.
Well, technically, Mao's the butterfly.
good
We don't
job,
talk
Ashton
about
Kutcher.
Why Ashton Kutcher? Did I punk someone?
No, the Butterfly Effect movie.
Oh, is that it? Okay. I didn't realize that was his movie.
So, you guys can take as much time as you want, but the cult will be acting in the background, and you don't know when they're going to make their move. So you
I
could
guess
try
we'll-
to keep an eye on them. You could try to muster your own forces. You could try to get allies elsewhere. Stuff like that.
So
I
You
would
don't have
like-
to do that tonight either. I'm just putting this in your heads as you guys are talking over drinks.
I would like stronger defenses and more people because we kind of got obliterated in the conflict. So
Yes, like
I definitely want more communication because I think that was also the reason why we kind of got obliterated too, because we didn't know what was coming at us.
like our entire
I think you're cutting out, C.
oh yeah, our entire infrastructure is really damaged right now. So
True, yeah.
Yeah, and you once again lost the Mershock Marauders.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have
Alright,
to.
so question as far as like I guess any sort of allies that are out there that we could search for. Um do we need to find people who believe that there is a cult? Because it seems to be kind of like split. Like Canuck sort of is doing some research to figure out what's going on, but they're probably
So
keeping it down low. And Elore still is split between thinking it's even a real thing or it's a rumor.
in as far as allies of like your stronghold, um, it would be like you're trying to convince them to let you borrow some of their units.
Okay.
And maybe just like getting their confidence for when the moment comes. Trying to
we
find.
have a bunch of religious fanatics for the idolists.
Mhm.
We could try and muster some mobs as well.
Oh no.
Right now, you have some neighboring organizations, like immediately in Elore. Yeah, you were exiled, but the Arcane College is still there. So is the Church of Hieronius, the Leaf Crown, though you're not on the best of, like, standings with them, nor the Council of Moons. The Torch is there. You've already borrowed units from them before. The Vintners, absolutely not. Merchants Consortium is technically reachable. The Dwarves, you have a good rapport for. You can always get units from them since you have a ambassador for there. Connacht would be harder.
actually, I wonder if we can get more out of the dwarves because we're invading a mountain realm, right? On the
Mhm.
in the west. Like, do the dwarves not have any claim to that kind of area at all?
They used to.
They used to. They were forbidden from mining there ever since the Great Betrayal happened.
Okay, so they're forbidden from mine. Like, yeah,
Because of the Great Betrayal. So what if we can get like some sort of like, hey, we can help try and clear this out. We know there's a problem. We can work together. You reap the rewards of keeping this place in the end. That kind of thing.
be so there, or at the very least, say it as an archaeological expedition.
Yeah, I mean,
Look, they were just banned from digging, not from fighting.
exactly. Just making notes for myself. Yeah, you can always muster units of the dwarves, and you definitely have their alliance as well. Basically, you don't need to roll anything to try to get them to fight for you.
Mhm.
You can always muster a dwarven type of unit.
You can't get anything from New Dawn, right?
From New Dawn, that's
Oh,
a
we haven't really
lot
checked
more
on them.
difficult, but you haven't really checked on them either, so you could also check on New Dawn to see like what's going on down there.
Or like if there are like enough religious zealots and such, and they maybe we could get some volunteers from that.
You know, actually, what we should probably do, that summoning circle is there. We should probably lay claim to it.
Oh, the one
Oh,
that
you mean the one
Wizards?
underneath?
The
Yeah.
Vintners
The
summoning
Vintners one.
circle.
So, I mean, I could try to go, or if we want to go and try and talk them up to be like, hey, a Taurus is kind of a little shit. He's getting kind of thrown under the bus for all this stuff. He's going to try to pull down with you, or pull you guys down with him. So maybe we can set up a new
Oh.
alliance.
So we can have an underground network.
So we
Yes!
can dismantle the Vintners and absorb some of their organization.
Yeah, and their
That's what you're
infrastructure.
saying?
You didn't bring up that summoning circle, so they don't technically know about it, and they're going to do the best they can to keep that under wraps. So,
Mhm.
if you'd like to absorb
I
some
want
of the
this.
Vintners Guild, you can
Okay, this is a good-
certainly try.
Yeah, this is
Yes.
a good idea. We should totally do that.
Okay.
Like
Mal makes a comment out loud. It's like, oh man, this is so much easier than trying to screw over you guys because I like you.
like also I can say this. It's like I gotta purposely ignore that and say like and we might just say to the piss wizard that we'll call him by his real name. I forgot his real name. I don't
Wh-
know.
Piss Wizard.
Hold on one second.
Notes. I know it started with an A and it sounded like a Taurus, but it wasn't a Taurus because we would mix them up. Artemis? Armies?
Artemis.
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 We'll call you by his real name. Like, are you in or not? Could always get more wizards.
Yeah.
We could also provide the ruby dust to make sure that they have plenty, in case anything's happening.
Yeah. And, I mean, you guys stopped them from getting eaten last time by a giant psychic worm. So
True.
that does improve your standing with them. So if you want, this week you can try to send out people to talk to them, and you can go as well, Mao, if you'd like to add your proficiency to this.
Yes, please. Look, did not expect this to actually happen, because the whole, like, wants to rise to the top by taking over somebody else's garbage and making good of it. And it's happening. This is amazing.
So thankfully, we have the domain skills on this page again. Your diplomacy is +3, and then you can add your proficiency, which I think is +6 for everybody right now.
I forgot you put it down on the bottom left.
Yep.
I mean, it's still pretty good.
Yeah. Oh. Did you make a charisma check?
I haven't.
Okay. Sorry, I thought that was your roll, but that was from before.
That was from before, yeah. I didn't know that you wanted me to roll.
Yeah, I was going to have you make a diplomacy check at +3 with your proficiency +6. So that's going to be +9. It's just a d20 roll.
Just a d20. Yeah, I was looking for, like,
Diplomacy is a domain
persuasion
skill.
for some reason.
Yeah. Okay, +9, that's 19. It is quite difficult.
22.
22.
13 plus 9 is 22.
Oh, I'm stupid. Why did I do that?
No, that's fine. I don't know. You said 19 and I believed you, and I was like, that's
I was doing
+6.
Yeah, for some reason I thought that you added the +4 already. Or +3 already. Okay. Well, that's even better. So, you now know where... Whoop, I tossed him on. Sorry about that.
Wee.
Yippee! He gets flung out the bar window. That was fun. Let's do it again.
My god must be mad at me. What is he trying to say?
Okay. So Mao, you parlay with Artemis in the Smuggler's Row after Boom Crash teleports you there easily enough, and you successfully kind of take over this part of the infrastructure. Artemis has been kind of curious. Like, a few people escaped through the portal and told them that the stink house had been overrun and that the Vintners was going down. Nobody knew what was going on. You're able to move in and just kind of say yeah, Aetoris is donezo, and I'm the new boss. And if you want me to call you by your true name, you can join too. And I'll treat you better, way better, than Aetoris did. And you kind of look around, all these furnishings aren't really up to snuff for what somebody of your caliber should be,
what do you say?
Sitting in.
Artemis.
Artemis just kind of looks at the situation. It's not like I can do anything. I'm stuck in this godforsaken city. I hate magic users. It's not like I can make a run for it. Best I can do is make it back to Elore and then get arrested. So, I think I'll take the better choice if that's what I have to do. He reaches out to shake your hand.
And you want food? Sure thing. And yeah, shake his hand as well.
Made an alliance with the Vintners Guild.
Shocking.
No less than 1 week after Aetoris was arrested for conspiring with them.
I wasn't exiled. This is fine.
I just find it funny. So they're now...
Someone dropped a hot pile of shit, and I picked it up, and I went, this is mine.
So you've shifted their attitude from hostile to unfriendly. So you're going to have a hard time getting stuff from the Vintners, but it's not impossible anymore. You could always convince them to send units your way. Units that are willing to fight for a price.
So basically, if I were to pay them more, or maybe even like, can I throw them a pizza party once in a while? Will that bring up morale?
Yeah, you can get them some like bubble wrap, and maybe it'll help
Okay.
bring the stress down, or offer some therapy. Like,
Radical dude. You just hear
I
from
can
nowhere.
can hire some like Harlequin entertainers, just like a little mini carnival underground. It's an underground carnival. We're gonna have a rave party.
Look, they're not 5. Wow,
Do they want to get adopted? Do they want a new mother?
They're not
dead
5.
mother, dead
They're not
mother.
5. You know what? But everybody wants to be treated like they're 5 to some degree. They want the fun part.
It's like,
Pizza
how bad
party
are the
part.
mommy issues? That's my curiosity.
Fair. I mean, you met Artemis.
Are you guys all going to that hard into the McDonald's alignment chart?
McDonald's,
Maybe.
McDonald's, McDonald's.
While you guys are doing that, I'm gonna go grab a single cup of black coffee.
God, that is so accurate for Amon.
So that's
Single black off.
what Mao's doing this week, is assisting with that domain action. I assume Boon Crash is working on the Wand of Counterspell, getting help from Paranor, Juliana, and all manner of friends and acquaintances.
And the interns.
And the interns, Herschel.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, the what are they called?
Class of 13.
Class of 13, yes.
Whole roost of little babies be molded.
People just keep like appearing up in the tower, just of their own dimension door, just to, get lessons from Boon Crash and from Juliana, who are arguably more talented than all of them, like individually on that level. They're all like interns that are trainees. They're people that didn't want to make it in Arcane College. So you're teaching them a thing or two about evocation and the Shadow Realm and all that stuff. Neat. Amon,
Children.
what would you like to do this week? Any
I
items
was-
you want to produce, or any things you want to try?
I was working on the scroll of greater restoration before all this happened, so I'm just gonna keep on doing that.
All right. You continue your work on that. Try to make a note of myself.
But I allow myself to sleep this time.
Wow.
So is this a new scroll? Because I think you finished the other one.
Yes, basically what I was doing was continuously like churning it out because it doesn't hurt to have more.
Okay.
Also, because the scrolls essentially contain the diamond amount, that it's just like, it's just easier to free up the inventory. It's just like, hey, I'm going to use it up for all this.
Okay. How long does that take to make? I'm just gonna look it up again. I don't know if you had it noted before.
It was only a couple of days, so like it took it didn't really make a difference. So let me take a look.
It's the Xanathar's version. I can find it in this booklet. Bookie book. It's actually harder to find it in the book compared to the PDF for some reason. Because I can just scroll down and I know
I'm gonna
how
look
long I
it
need
up.
to scroll.
Scribing a spell scroll. I looked it up. Okay, Greater Restoration is a 5th level spell. So 5th is 4 work week.
Yep. That
along-
jives with this, and it's 5,000 GPs plus any additional costs.
Okay, so yeah, along with the material cost, and then I will get rid of I will use the 5,000 GP.
Okay, and 4 work weeks is 28 days. Right? Yeah. Okay, and I'll minus that. Minus the 7 days from the Wand of Counterspell. So that's going to be 37 days left of that.
The platinum is 10 gold points, right?
Yep, it's 10.
Okay.
Oh hey, your winery improves in 1 day and your tower has completed construction. That's fun.
Okay, guys, I'm down to 500 GP. So just to let you know,
We have a vault of money.
I'm just letting you know.
Hold on. Let me look at the number. The absurd number that I have somewhere in my character sheet.
Remember, it can potentially go to a bribe, so don't assume that's the entire thing.
All right, so this is the party bank. 260,351 GP. There's also like an additional 1,000 silver, 10,000 silver split, and 2,000 GP split from something else too.
Yeah, just remember the bribe.
The bribe. Yeah, I mean, Zumasu will have to deal with that when he gets back. But
Hold on. Also, side note, we started off with like 450,000 GP. Everything that has come out of this party bank was Zumosu. I don't need another 10k. I don't need another 20k. God damn it.
He does demand a lot of you guys
It's
sometimes.
the party bank. That's what it's for. It's just really hard when, half the party likes shiny things to stay around.
Okay, but he got a keep and a whole bunch of other very expensive shit. I want my mage of the, like, my robe of the archmage or whatever it is.
Oh, yes, that's what it was. For that merchant. You
Yeah,
also
the
have
merchant
a tower.
who's
You
now-
have a tower.
The merchant who's now under suspicion and arrest.
Yeah.
Oops.
We can get somebody else to go and
No,
buy it.
no, it means
If
that
she's
you're
in prison, she doesn't need her shit.
Also, no, it means that you raid the evidence locker.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh, no. Don't even raid the evidence locker. No, Boom Crash knows where she lives. They were supposed to meet up in a specific location. Just go steal her
Yep.
shit. I'm sure.
Mao,
Probably...
do you want to go and steal her shit? While I'm working on this Wanda counterspell?
Can I use the vintners to help me go and steal her shit?
Do you want to do a heist?
So she
Do I
doesn't
want to do a heist?
She doesn't have association with the vintners. She has association with the Merchants Consortium. She just worked with a Taurus covertly.
I have the vintners, so I can ask. We can go do a heist.
Ah.
I got new friends, new lackeys.
Okay, you want to rob from the Merchants Consortium?
Not at the moment. Would it be more in favor to do something like that when like the organization isn't unkind to us? Like, does
I
that
mean,
matter?
that would probably be good.
Then it might have to wait a bit, but that it is a plan. I do want to do that at some point. Just figured it might be easier to have a fall guy. Oh. Also, since technically I'm in New Dawn, like if there's any information from like the city, would I be able to bring that back to the party in Galestone after the week?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Just like kind of like the casual walking around and hearing what people are talking about or seeing how it's changed or what's going on. I would also be in disguise during all of that, just as a side note.
Sure. Make a... That's interesting. Make a espionage check. Which will be... Well, actually... I mean, you could just make a, what's it called?
It's not gather information, that's from 3.5.
Yeah, it's going to be a charisma-based investigation check.
Okay, so the bottom thingy.
Yep. Let's get Theala out of here. She doesn't live. And I will say that Zumasu is remustering the Urshok Marauders, which doesn't take any check or anything. He just does so. Okay.
Yeah.
You kind of like ask around the place, and it's very easy to tell that there is a lot of unrest here. They're vilifying Elore, they're vilifying Connacht, they're very angry with their superiors, and there's a whole movement that is going around that seems to be dissatisfaction in the theocracy. They're saying that it's...
In New Dawn.
Yep. They're saying that the light is not what they say it was. They're saying that the light is fake, that we should turn to actual deities to, to get our faith restored and get victory in this war. or we should even potentially turn to Arcana. And then there's, of course, another group that is calling these people blasphemers and trying to have them arrested.
Jesus Christ,
That
there's
is-
arrests everywhere.
That is absolutely haram.
Haram?
That's infidel,
Oh,
blasphemous.
So yeah, so people who are not following those traditions, they're just like, get out. I don't want you here. Is there anything that I could pick up as to like why this has happened?
Not
Like,
with that
did the-
check.
Okay. That's fine. I'll bring that news back to everybody else, at least be like, there's unrest and they don't believe in the light anymore. They're gonna look toward real gods.
Well,
Not that
there's
it's any better.
certainly people that are doing so. Also, I re-rolled
Oh,
your
half.
dice. Powerful. Been doing stuff. Background. Oh wait, no. I think it's no wait. Oh, they start as D4s, don't they? I'm stupid.
So.
They are
Remember.
supposed to be D8s. I guess I had already done this ahead of time. Oh well. It's fine. Yay. Still good. Anywho. You bring that back to your group. Man. I didn't really have a ton planned left for this.
Yeah, we beat up a Taurus. So now what? What's the next step? The war's not over. Are we trying to stop the war? Are we trying to focus on the cult and hopefully the war goes away because of that?
It's kind of up to you guys. You don't know when the cult is going to make its next move. I do have what they're doing, but I'm not sure. I should let you on that.
That's not fair. You can't just say that.
I can. You know they're doing stuff. You just don't know what they're doing.
How do we figure out that stuff?
Well, you can try a diplomacy or espionage check. But your stronghold has kind of done its own stuff this
Yeah.
time.
And also,
They've
isn't
mustered
that the one
troops,
that will
and
fuck us
they've
over?
done the vintners. No, just attacking their communications, their resolve, their resources. That's what actually starts
Oh, okay, yeah.
intrigue.
I forgot.
You can still sneak around and stuff.
Gotcha.
Okay. Well, next week happens. What do you want to do with your organization? You can muster troops again if you'd like to do that. You can also attempt espionage to try to learn more about the other group.
Anybody have any thoughts? Because I'm definitely down for learning more stuff.
Zumasu
mean-
seems to be pro building up his forces. And I know
Yeah,
that
I
you guys had
figured that we need
expressed
that.
interest in trying to get your defenses up.
Yeah, we need to recover
No.
because we suffered a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Like, knowing what they're doing doesn't help if we can't deal with
If
it
we're
at
not,
all.
yeah, we don't have any defenses. That's operations, right?
I mean, if you want to physically build up your defenses, sure, if you're expecting an attack. If you want to just get units, you can just say that you're getting units, and you only need to roll if it's for people that are not allied with you. Like, you have the Dwarven Ambassador, so you don't need to roll for them. But if you want to get stuff from the Vintners, you would have to roll. They're unfriendly to you. They're not, allied with you.
Mhm.
So I guess
Unless we have
what might
Other
be
people,
worth
they might be the best ones.
saying as well is that you have these units over here in your military units. There's cavalry, there's aerial, there's siege, some big infantry, some big archers. You have 2 infantry units, 1 cavalry unit, which seemed pretty useful last time. Archery units seemed very useful until they get hit, because they do a lot of damage. The only other thing that you know is that your enemy is on a mountaintop, and that they have a massive army that you have seen before.
So you're hinting that archery might be something needed, or siege, just because of difference in like ground level.
I was just trying to give you any information that you would know.
Distance would be good, and so would, I don't know, those siege engines, they do a lot of damage. Having more would be awesome.
Can we figure out how to make bombs? Can we just make some bombs?
No, the best thing about siege is that we got the range for it. That's the important thing.
So I will tell you, out of the... Well, I guess that doesn't really matter that much, but you might want some more, at this point, meat in your army, like more infantry.
Yes, we do, because last time the others have managed to slip by us.
We need more red shirts.
Yeah.
We lost some marauders, so now we need more.
Yep, you did get the Marauders back.
Yay!
Zim also did that last week.
We need more.
So,
But we need more.
where do you want to get more from?
Hey, you said the Canuck that says dissenters. Do they want to be refugees?
Could try to get a multinational army. You guys technically don't belong to Elore anymore.
Hey, Seven Nations Army. We could totally do that.
You can. It will require a check if it's coming from Elore or from Connacht, because you're not like friendly with them either. But it's not impossible anymore.
I feel like
I mean-
everything to do with talking to these people is like dealing with the mirror from The Witcher. It's just a lot of stress, a lot of yes, Your Majesty, please don't kill me, Your Majesty.
There are strings attached
To
for most of
everything.
these things.
Yeah.
Are there
Oh.
any like dwarven berserkers or something that we can rally to our cause?
There's
Actually,
another
like,
thing
wild
that I
berserkers.
There's another thing that I can say. You guys have enough units now. You just need to have more of the lower group than you have of the upper group. You can get a 4th tier unit, technically. That's going to be difficult to get from anybody other than somebody that's allied with you. I'm trying to look through the dwarven units to see if there
Well, no, what
are...
about, I was thinking of that. So what about the orcs, the half orcs that we encountered?
The Marn?
The Marn?
Yeah.
The Marn technically belong to Elore, but
The last
if you...
time I checked, like, they weren't exactly happy about the situation there.
They aren't, but they're technically part of Elore's kingdom. You'd have to extradite their labor force.
Alright, that's fine. I feel like, okay, at this point, maybe we've done the best we can because everything else is too risky. Maybe we should just head out. Just hit them where it hurts.
I want more forces. What's a level? Can we get more interns from the arcane seat? Or like another Darkbow company? Like anything?
I mean, I could try with the, saying that the Vintners are unfriendly toward us, but just see if we can levy them.
Also, we could get it from the. We could try the diplomacy thing that I was mentioning before, but that's going to require a dice roll if you guys want to risk it.
Yeah, I mean, we have dice. And I guess technically it doesn't really matter where they come from as long as they're on our side.
Exactly.
You guys just don't like them. So
No one likes the Vintners, but I just acquired them. I'd like them to live a bit longer.
I'm talking about the New Dawn.
Oh, New Dawn? I mean, New Dawn is just... I mean, why not? We've already...
Are we talking about the New Dawn Vintners, or are we just talking about New Dawn in general?
No, New Dawn is, remember, right now suffering from a split.
Yeah, so we...
Like, if you guys want to leave, hey, you can join us.
Yeah, we could.
Like, there's a cleric. He believes in a thing.
We have arcane wizards that can teach you about stuff. You can practice your religion here freely as long as you don't fuck around with other people and
We have
whatever they
wine.
practice. We have wine. You can use it for your rituals, or you could just drink it. No, that's not a bad idea because we've called in help from Elore. We've called in help from Canuck. So why not call in help from New Dawn? And then at that point, if anyone ever gets mad at us, be like, you have all helped us, and we have all helped you. So, do you not see how we're all friends here and you're just being little shits?
Okay. Are you guys looking for really good unit, like a 4th tier unit from New Dawn? Or are you looking for, like, some more meat and potatoes?
I'm expecting meat and potatoes only because if they're really that elite and super strong, they would have just taken over by now.
Okay.
Meat and potatoes?
Cool. So that is going to require a diplomacy check on the behalf of your domain. Yeah. Zumasu can attempt this. He can try to use his proficiency and his religion to try to turn them to this side. Yeah, I'll have somebody roll for Zumasu. So it's another +9 thanks to your diplomacy.
Oh, it's mostly. I think the DM should roll.
Oh, you want me to be on the collar for this?
Yes.
Turn on the 20s, please.
It was my idea, but I want you to suffer for it.
Okay.
Yes!
I turned on the 20s, apparently.
It's our joke for our Wednesday game, because whenever someone has to sit out for whatever reason, Chris rolls for the player, and their red ones always turn to green 20s.
They always complain whenever I'm rolling 20s, so I'm like, oh yeah, I turned on my 20s.
Yeah, it's a joke.
I turned on the 20 buttons. I toggled the 20s.
Thanks.
So Zumasu is able to successfully get some infantry from them. They're mostly humans, though they're like a mix of folks over there. So you guys get another set of human infantry. Let's call them something. What should we call these group? This group from New Dawn? Newdonian dissidents?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, that takes up a lot of space. I'll find an icon for them later.
Dawn defectors.
Yeah, that's probably
That's cute.
shorter. Let's get Dawn dissidents. Or Dawn, you said defectors.
I just figured Dawn, like, instead of saying Newdonian, but just Dawn is shorter. Everyone's name is now Dawn. Hello, Dawn. Hi, Dawn.
Hello, Dawn, my new friend.
Yeah.
Alright, you got another tier 1 light infantry. Alright, you guys can do something with your domain. Do you want to espionage on the cult? See what they're up to.
I mean, if you're all caught up, are we caught up?
If we don't need more, like resources, then I'm okay with it. But we definitely wanted to build up our strength for our
Yeah, because I
good stuff.
was under the impression that our modifiers were on the negatives currently.
Yeah.
Oh, those reset after intrigue.
Cool.
Like that was just
So-
leading up to the battle.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
They're
those
not
are all-
permanent. They're not a damage that stays. It's just
Yep.
for that moment.
They're just your defense levels. They're not your defense scores. Okay. So you can attempt espionage +3. Who wants to do it? You guys aren't going on this mission, I'd assume. You're
Let Mao do it. It was her idea.
Fine. That's fair. I mean, we had Boom Crash roll for like almost the entire Senate.
That's why I'm backing off right now.
You're like, I'm good.
Yeah, that's fair.
My fingies, they're tired.
Okay, +3.
Okay.
The cult seems to have like grown its army a slight bit. But this week they were actually learning your defense scores. Is what they were doing. They succeeded. The cultists had been found infiltrating Galestone, and after spitting in your face, they just killed themselves, destroying their body and remains. But you now know that the cult knows basically everything they need to know about Galestone and its current standing. They know
So
that
now
your
we need
communications
something.
is 15, your resolve is 13, and your resources are 14. They know how to hurt you, and it's to attack your resolve. Against a cult, that's probably
Guys.
worth attacking.
Don't we just level up? Can't we?
Can we just put it all in resolve?
Maybe.
I'm,
Trick
I was
up,
trying to
Buttercup.
count that. I was trying to figure out, like, if you guys had leveled up. So I was like, oh, it's 8 points every time that you level up. But I was counting it, and it doesn't divide by 8.
I
It
don't think
starts
we've-
on the bold numbers, and then each increment it goes to the right is leveling it up by 1. So I'm going to try to count it again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 26. 26. That doesn't divide by 8. Um, uh, so you guys have leveled up. You would have leveled up twice. Right?
Yes.
And
If
and
I'm
the
level
first
3 now.
Yeah, and the first time you would have gone up 8 points to start out when you made the stronghold. So it should be 24. So I think we've gone 2 spaces too far. So I think we might have over leveled.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. What do you? Thanks for bringing this to my attention. How many steps back would you like to go?
You're taking away our Guinness record.
Am.
How about we take one back from resources and one back from communications? Because
Yeah.
that doesn't
Yeah.
change
Yeah.
our stats at all.
Yeah. It's fine.
Disappointed.
Sorry.
It's
I think what probably happened is because I did it in initiative order. I probably just went through like 2 turns, and
That
maybe
probably
like 2.5
sounds
turns or something, and something probably went awry. Maybe someone was missing that day, or somebody went twice. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
good. No, it definitely wasn't missing it because this is the first time that anyone has been missing. Today's the first day.
Today of all days.
I'm
Yes.
stupid and bad at numbers.
Same.
I don't know.
Same.
Either way, your stats don't change, which is good. Maybe you were just shaken a little
But,
from what
so
happened.
we didn't level up from taking down a Torsus organization.
You leveled up from defeating him. I think that's when I did the level up. And you defeated him in battle. In Elore.
Oh, okay. I was like, because technically we just beat him up, so do we get the points now?
Yeah, no, this is when your
Okay.
organization overcomes somebody.
Gotcha.
And they did. The only way to level up your organization is by defeating another organization.
And we did that with the riot fight in
Yep.
Elore.
You did that with the riot fight, and you did that with the cult of Orcus. So those were 2 people that you defeated, 2 organizations. Other organizations that exist currently are the Jaguar and the cult of Mephistopheles. I guess there's other organizations if you wanted to literally just fist punch your way into Elore, take on Elore itself, or like, I don't know.
Wait, hold on. Are we gonna be like the alternate universe version of ourselves, where they took over and had thralls and just ruled over like the entire planet with a giant fist, or are we just kind of like at least keeping our own little hill happy?
Well, I was listing the villainous cults before, but if you want to turn this into a 4X game, you certainly can expand and exploit people.
Your stupid 4X addiction.
Anyway, that's beside the point. That's what you discovered. The cult has learned your defense levels, and they are actively taking an interest in you if they've had their organization go and do that. Which,
Okay.
to be fair, you toppled their work in Elore. They're probably upset. As we're getting on the final thing here, I will progress everything another 7 days. Do you guys want to do anything else in this time for your characters, not for the stronghold or organization?
Just because of literally what you just said, I was actually going to ask Boom Crash, is there any way you could check in on our surroundings every now and then for any sort of prying eyes, scrying? That kind of... They're looking at us directly.
Other than trying to do wards, let's go and ask Juliana and maybe visit the arcane seat and see if there's any like general wards that we could place on the keep itself.
To try and hide it? That'd be great.
Yeah.
There are spells like Mordenkainen's Mansion. Not Mansion, sorry.
Sanctum? No.
Sanctum. I think it is Sanctum. Private Sanctum. That's what a Taurus used on his conference room. Protects against like scrying and whatnot. And that can become a permanent spell if it's cast enough times.
You have plenty of interns.
It also like blocks other things, like it can block vision, like straight up vision, by creating like fake mist in its place. From outside viewers, it can I think it blocks teleportation into and out of it as well. And it blocks divination sensors, it blocks ethereal travel, it blocks a lot of stuff if you choose it to.
That'd be kind of neat. You could, like, the idea of even being able to kind of ward the keep. If you didn't want to ward that area, you can ward just the tower. So it always looks like there's a cloud floating over the keep.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I was like, oh, that's neat, because then it's just a hidden thing that no one can, like, see.
It's a 4th level abjuration spell, so it's within Boomcrash's area of learning how to cast it. It lasts for 24 hours, casting time 10 minutes. It doesn't even require costly material components. And it affects an area up to 100 feet on each side, a cube.
Hold on, can you go back to the Galestone map?
Yeah. It's definitely more than 100 feet, but...
I just wanted to see, like,
there.
how big.
You want to see how big Galestone itself is. Okay, so you could probably get just the keep itself. Like, the entire central area of the keep. And if you hit the tower above... if you put the... I don't think you could get both the tower... I don't think you can get both the tower and Galestone Keep in. You'd have to either cast 2 castings of it, or...
I could upcast it, because upcasting it adds 100 feet.
Okay. If the cloud is just above Galestone, I'd say that's probably just enough.
That's cool.
Go into sequestered mode. To people outside of Galestone, their entire like castle on the hill just fades into the mist every day now. Should we be worried?
It's an
I've been thinking about stuff. Is our wizard overlord, like, are we the baddies? I think our lord was exiled from Elore.
Look, until we start giving out helmets with skulls on them, don't worry about it.
Just don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it.
Man, all of these notes. Overlord, space elves with mist. Yep.
Sorry for your witcherness.
Oh.
Yeah, I need to learn the spell though, so I'm gonna go and
First, get your isekai bullshit out of here.
Yeah, it's a 4th level spell, so you can easily learn that. You weren't exiled from Elore. You're technically still a student there, so you could easily go into the library and pick out whatever you need. So you can add that to your spellbook as you normally would.
Yeah, if you're going to take time to do that, is there something that in trade, like, Mao could be doing for you, like upkeep or anything, gathering materials or getting something?
if she could maybe talk to someone who's an expert on scrying and figure out my keychain.
Ooh,
That's
okay.
what I really want.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have
Do
Mao.
research.
I'll have Mao attempt research. So that's going to be 100 gold pieces. If you'd like, you can spend up to 600 gold pieces and get +1 to the roll per 100 beyond the first.
Yes. So it doesn't matter, like, I don't have to pick a place to do research, it's just in general?
I mean, yeah, you're going the places that you would need to do research, so probably at the arcade seat, but you could argue that you're talking to friends in the Vintners Guild. There's not as many high-ranking spellcasters there. Famladan's a much better place to do research, and you guys have access to the mystical genie city of Famladan.
So I can do research for Boomcrash if she just sends me away, and then I'll fly my way back.
When you're there, can you get more powdered rubies? Because now we're down to like 6.
Alright. Oh, you're gonna go to family? Let me make a shopping list. Here you go. Yes. Like how much? Like
As
Um,
many as
it's-
you can afford.
Sure. I will say that a trip to Familyland does cost the teleportation, so you will need to spend like that material component.
oh, for leaving? Because like usually, or how did we get there the first time?
You did a
Follow
big
the,
long quest with Thrizir
Yeah, but no. Then we went back there again.
by
we just
teleporting to
With
their
teleport?
teleportation circle. Yes.
Yeah, so it's been
Okay.
costing something every single time.
Okay.
So this is not free. We only have 6 more teleports left.
Yeah.
Well, we have a party bank, so we're gonna use it for something other than zoo. Love you, Dan.
Okay.
Oh, what about his bribe? No bribes?
All
No
right, I'll
maidens?
I'll
No
spend-
bribes?
As long
So
as
no
we don't
bribes.
spend all of it.
Yeah, how much was the
Boom-
bribe?
20K.
Hold on, let me
It
go.
was the
look.
same that Kazmat had been offered. They asked for more. Zumasu talked them down to an equal bribe. So they were promised 20K gold pieces.
So we have 240,000 that we can spend freely without needing to worry. Got it.
That's in the party bank. That's not even in Mama Bird's bank.
Oh shit.
Guess if so
I
much
thought it was
Mama
money.
Bird-
easy.
Mama Bird is going to give you 100 platinum pieces to buy her ruby dust.
Okay.
And
Added.
and then you can buy something nice for yourself.
Okay.
It's gonna be candy.
So, it's going to be an intelligence check once you do this. It's not an investigation, it's just an intelligence check now.
Me or Boom Crash for doing her spell research?
No, for Mao doing
Okay.
research.
Just checking.
And how
Go
much
back and
gold are you
forth.
spending? 600?
600.
Okay, you have +5 to this roll. Okay, a 19 is pretty good. So per the rules, you
I
get
didn't roll.
Oh,
But I mean, if you want to take that one, that's fine.
I
That was from before.
sorry. You can roll now.
I don't remember what I need to roll.
An intelligence check.
I should have just lied.
Should just lied. I just assume that you
Well,
roll
like-
because every time I pause, it's like been useless.
Well,
It's,
because
like,
I don't have
already-
my dice on, right?
Yeah,
Why aren't you letting me click on my thing?
you can just do the advanced die roller too, if you know your intelligence. So that's +5 because you spent
So 21.
the extra money. So that's a 21. It's actually still the same effect as the 19. You get 3 pieces of lore from the topic that you're looking into, which is that chalice keychain.
Yes.
So let's learn. You learn that the chalice is a key to a scrying mirror, and if
Yeah, I didn't
touched
know that.
to the mirror, well, either way, you're learning facts about this.
Yeah, we knew that from the lore. That was the only thing we learned, right?
Yeah, if touched to the appropriate receptacle, the mirror, it will make contact with a specific person. Another mirror is tied to this item. You learn that since this was a keychain, it was probably made with several other items that contacted different people. This is kind of like a rich person's telephone. It's almost like a hollow
Oh,
screen
it's
or
like
whatever.
a fucking it's like a charm bracelet. So each of the charms is like connected to something.
Yes, those were the things that I offered to Boom Crash that she could take one of,
Right.
and there was a whole bunch there. Those are all them. A Taurus is under arrest. Could sneak back into the penthouse. Try to make
Let's prank
contact.
call someone.
We could.
Yeah. I mean, you're supposed to learn 3 facts about it, but there's not too many more facts that you could learn in this way.
We know what it does. We know how to use it, and then we know that there's other things.
Yeah. You learn whatever command word needs to be spoken to to say the thing. You know how it works. You know exactly
We got
what
a bunch
it
of
is.
people's phone numbers.
You got a bunch of phone numbers. You got a bunch of people's beepers.
Can we look for Hugh Jazz? huge
Huge ass. We got a huge ass here. Listen here, you little shit. You call this place ever again.
I'm not gonna lie, that was my favorite bit on The Simpsons all the time.
Okay. You are able to. How much ruby dust did you want?
Well, I have 100 platinum pieces, so what can that get me?
20.
20 castings of it. It's a lot of rubies.
Do they have that available?
I'm gonna say make a charisma persuasion check.
Okay, you know what our next campaign should be? We should just be miners. Like we should like our goal is to sell rubies to and like gems to PCs.
It's the prequel. We're all of Thrazir's lackeys.
Oh no.
Into the
Oh,
mines with
yeah.
you all.
All right, so it was charisma. What was investigation or
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
You're trying to haggle around for this. Okay.
Persuasion's already charisma.
It is. So 23. I'll say that you can buy all of the ruby dust that you want. You've been able to find a good supplier in Famladan. It's possible. It's a multiplanar, like, extravaganza out there. It was just a matter of you finding the right person to contact. So you're able to
I'm gonna
procure
use some of
20
my own-
castings. Yeah.
Can I use some of my own money and I can get 10 more castings, so a total of 30?
Castings, I'm going to say it wasn't
Yeah.
that good.
Okay. Okay.
You were able
20
to find
castings,
everything
yes.
you wanted, but not much more.
That's fair.
All right. You're presumably like staying some time in Famladan as you're like doing research and stuff.
Gotta
Before
go say hi to the old people. You know, they're nice.
to the old people, yeah, you talk to them. Mao, as you're staying at the what was it called, like the Lusty Human or something?
Something like, yeah, the place that Thrazir can't go to.
Yeah, the place he's
The gawking human.
the gawking human. Yeah,
Yes.
you're staying at the gawking human. Totally allowed there because you're not even remotely human.
Thanks.
And at one point in the night, your dreams are kind of restless. You're not feeling as safe as you would be with all of your allies nearby. And you have a vision in your dreams that seems almost too real. You see yourself in an unusual location. And I think I might have it. I just want to make sure I've said everything. And I know that the other players aren't here, but I'll just go here anyway.
Can you put us on a little map so we can see? Oh no.
You find yourself in a small room next to a candlelit brazier. Not a brazier. Like a big basin filled with blood. There is the person that you've seen almost in the back of your memories. This Briareus figure. You almost recognize the voice as well. Briareus is speaking into this well of blood. And he speaks. He doesn't seem to notice you here. But you overhear his conversation. You need to find out where that puzzle box is. You need to make sure that they keep it as far away from this place as possible. Could ruin everything. Could be the end of the cult itself. I need you to be sure that your contacts in Galestone keeping a keen eye out for it. I especially want to know where that Mao has gotten off to. Then he kind of just looks around. Someone there. And before he can lay eyes on you, you awaken. And that's where we're probably going to head off for today.
Thanks for the nightmares.
So, thanks everybody for watching. We will be here. We're going to take 2 weeks off of this game for Christmas, for Crimblow. But we are normally here on Sundays
Half a
from
Chrysler.
from 9 p.m. to midnight Eastern Standard Time. You can watch our Wednesday game, The Rime of the Frost Maiden, from 7 to 10 on Wednesdays. And we will be having that next session, but then we're going to take another break off for that the following week. We're taking it easy for this Christmas. No Christmas specials for anything. But again,
Be human.
be human, be well. Also, check out my books. They're on DriveThruRPG and the DMs Guild. Support me on Patreon/NobleCrumpet and have fun in our Discord if you want to hang out and talk to people.
They make for decent Christmas presents.
Sure they do. And I think that's all that we need to say. So be well, everyone. Let's see if anybody is here for the raid. So
Padoru.
let's see if we can find somebody. Oh, I'm gonna try to raid this person that I failed to raid before
Oh yeah, I remember
because
that.
I misspelled their name as Tiefling instead of Tiefling.
Like a drink, tea, like drinking tea.
Yeah.
Whoops.
So let's go raid them. Thanks, everybody. See you next time. Stay
well.
out of the eye of the
That's
hell
not
throne.
tiefling. That's tefling.
Good night, everyone.
Teflon?